lights, models, guest list. Just do your best, darling.
Baseball. It starts with a glove and a ball. No matter where you start, where you play, or where the game takes you, you're still just playing ball.
What a moment for Luke Hughes. What a moment for Australia.
Join in the fun today. Visit Baseball.com.au to find your local club.
Welcome to the Summer of Baseball, presented by Sports Broadcasting Australia. You're watching the postseason of the Greater Brisbane Baseball League on this Sunday, the 13th of March 2016. We're about to get underway with all of the action here from Holloway Field. I'm Paul Harradine, and with Glenn Long, we will bring you all of the action of this GBL Majors Preliminary Final Series. And of course, today's game is Game 2 of the series between the reigning champions Windsor Royals and the minor semi-final qualifiers, the Carina REDSOX. And of course, we're coming to you live from the home ground of the Royals at Holloway Field, AFA Stadium. Leading off for the Royals, who are the visiting team today, Carina, of course, take the home team status in this Game 2. And leading off for the Windsor Royals is Joel McGuinness, their second baseman in the lead-off role. McGuinness fouls one off down the first base line. You've got a shot behind home plate through the back net, but a little bit more zoomed in than it was on Friday night. So hopefully that'll be a better shot for you all. We'll get to those defensive lineups very soon. Again, getting hold of those early enough in the game is a little bit tricky. McGuinness puts one into play now. Shortstop Eric Herman hops it over to first baseman Kieran Bradford. So McGuinness beats that one out, and Herman, of course, had to get across to it and did a lot of work but could not get it across there quick enough. So McGuinness starts the game off with a single to 6, and Bradford, of course, got that ball, but it was on the hop from a difficult deep throw in the hole from Eric Herman. Gave it a shot, but not able to get there. So Windsor Royals starting off with a runner on base at the very top of this first innings. Next batter up, batting in the number 2 slot, is Hayato Shigeta. Shigita, of course, batted in the 7 on Friday night. So a little bit of clicking going on there. We'll just see if we can stop that little bit of noise coming from somewhere. Shigita out at first, comebacker to the middle. Alright, we've got a little bit of bumping going on, so we'll just go off air for a moment while we see if we can sort out what that crackling noise is. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, welcome back there. Shigita, of course, out at first base. And at the plate now it's Matt Roxburgh. Bit of a change in the batting order here for the Royals from Friday night's lineup. Roxburgh rips one foul down past third base. So it looks to be another arm wrestle here this afternoon with Roxburgh at the plate. So the batting lineup is McGuinness. Shigita, who batted 7, is now batting in the 2 slot. Roxburgh in the 3 slot. He's moved up the order from 5 to 3. Then Jason Jarvis, Ryan Battaglia, Nathan Haas, Shane Watson, Alex White, designated hitter, and Marcus Damala. Fouled off again there at the plate. The defensive lineup for the Carina Red Sox in right field, it's Stephen Johnson, who pitched very well on Friday night. Pitched all of the game. Stephen Johnson in right field, Josh Fritsch in centre field. The left fielder is Nick Fogarty. At third base it's Wayne O. The shortstop again is Eric Herman. At second base it's Scott Mulhern. And high fly ball to right field side, getting across from it from right and centre, just bumping into each other. It's catch. And that was caught by the right fielder Stephen Johnson, as I just mentioned his name in the lineup. Took a catch there in right field. It was Josh Fritsch coming through there as well, but Johnson took the catch off Matt Roxburgh and gets the second out on the fly ball to position 9 at right field. So that's 2 out now. Joel McGuinness tagged up at second base and advanced to third. So runner in scoring position at third base for the Windsor Royals, but with 2 out here in the top of the first inning. As I was saying with the defensive lineup, Scott Mulhern at second base, Kieran Bradford is the first baseman, and the starting battery for Carina, Simon Morris on the mound and Tim Shaw behind the plate. That catcher just takes that catch for a called strike off Simon Morris's pitching. So Jason Jarvis at the plate now is the number 94 you can see there. You're watching the Summer of Baseball Brisbane, presented by Sports Broadcasting Australia, as Jarvis steps back in. Swing and a miss there, and that strikes Jarvis out. Just a little tip into the glove of catcher Shaw, and that is the third out. So Jason Jarvis strikes out swinging. It's a K2 on Jarvis in this top of the first. They leave Joel McGuinness stranded at third base. So they leave 1 stranded and 3 out here, top of the first. No score on the scoreboard. We'll be back in just a moment.
Watch out for the hitman.
To the funky music on a dance floor, I just sing it. Tonight's the night for you
get funky while I get house. Now I know that you got soul. There it is, put the ace in the hole. Feel the vibe while the rhythm controls you. I command you to get loose.
I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. Get this party started. Get this party started right now. Get this party started. Get this party started. Get this party started right now.
And welcome back to Holloway Field for the bottom of the first inning here, where Carina REDSOX batting from the home team position this afternoon in this game too, as I said earlier. We'll lead off with Eric Herman, their shortstop, coming to the plate. Left-hander, as you can see. And a strike on that next pitch. A good shot there, as long as the person in front keeps their head down. What about that, Glenn? Somebody sat right in front of our camera, or got a pillow on their head. Foul ball now. What on earth is that? Somebody's got a hat on backwards, standing directly or sitting directly in front of our camera position. We've got it down low to get the best shot, and he's just been told by Glenn Long, who ducked out of the room to go and say, "Could you change seats, please, sir?" It looked like Dickie Nee from that old Saturday night show that we had. And very soon we'll be joined by a very special guest commentator this afternoon. And next pitch comes in. Eric Herman swings out. K2 on Herman. K2 for 1 out now. Don't turn it on till it's on your head. Oh, you're right. Okay. And it's a good afternoon to Brett Montgomery. Monty, welcome to the Summer of Baseball broadcast again. You did were with us on round number 1 from Pine Hills. It's been a long break, but here we are at the final series, Holloway Field. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing great. I had a great drive up here from the Gold Coast. I'm very happy that the rain has stayed away. It's going to be a great game of baseball this afternoon.
Well, I drove up quite a bit earlier today, and it was in thunderstorms all the way. And of course we are starting an hour and a half late. It was a 1:30 scheduled start. We've started here at around about 3 o'clock, and it was really dreadful, pouring rain, and the guys in the Windsor Royals team and the groundsmen here have put on a fantastic effort to get this ground dry enough to start this game. So around about 5 minutes to 3, I guess this started not so long ago, and it's a great effort that we're even playing at all this afternoon, because it was torrential earlier in the day. So good work everybody involved, and we're able to get this game 2 underway, and we're in the bottom of the first inning right now with Scott Mulhern at the plate.
Well, I just saw Steve DeMarla at the back, shirtless, getting changed. So obviously he's just got out of his drenched clothes and into some drier clothes.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They certainly put some work in. He would have had a cool shower as well, because the rain has created a hell of a lot of humidity, and that's made things quite uncomfortable. But everybody's going. We've got a good crowd settling in. Canteen's in full operation. If you're tuned in and you can get to the game, then get out here live. It will be an arm wrestle this afternoon. And a high fly ball there from Mulhern up over his opposing second baseman. Joel McGuinness takes a high fly ball in position 4 for the second out. So Eric Herman struck out in the first, his first at bat, so that was 1 up or 1 down, and then Scott Mulhern has followed now, fly ball to second baseman. 2 up, 2 down for Carina REDSOX, bottom of the first inning, and that will bring to the plate Tim Shaw.
Tim Shaw had a great series last week against Redlands. He had a couple of clutch hits to level the game up there on the Friday night. There's another nice drive.
He's lifted it too high to the left side though. Marcus DeMarla out there, and DeMarla takes a great catch for the third out off a high hit ball, a pop-up basically to the left side by Tim Shaw. So fly ball position 7, 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first innings here for the Carina REDSOX, and No score on the board, 0-0. We'll be back in a moment.
Well, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, gotta be center field. Yeah.
And welcome back for the top of the second innings here from Holloway Field, AFA Stadium here at Newmarket in Brisbane. The starting pitcher returns to the mound as you would expect. Simon Morris, would expect him to be there for at least 6 innings as a starter this afternoon. Carina have to win this game to stay alive. If the Royals get away with it again, then they will advance to the Grand Final Championship Series against the Ipswich Musketeers next Friday night. So this is going to be a very important game for both clubs. Windsor would like to put it to bed this afternoon, of course, and of course the Red Sox likewise would like to take it to a Game 3 for Tuesday night here at the same venue. 3-1 was the result Friday night in favour of Windsor, which I'm sure all of you viewers are aware of. And Morris now throwing to Ryan Battaglia at the plate for the Royals. The starting pitcher, or the pitcher I should say, for the Red Sox on Friday night, Stephen Johnson, is out there in right field, but he did a very good job. Even though he came out without the win, he threw a lot of pitches Friday night. Morris up there now doing the job for the Red Sox, and Battaglia at the plate.
Morris is in some career best form at the moment. He threw really well last series against the Redland Rays. He's back to his Brisbane Bandits type stuff.
Yeah, the Rays have done well this season, getting into that top 4.
They certainly did. They battled out. They've got a great farm system down there where they can bring through the under 16, under 20 guys. So that helped a lot and bodes well for the future for that club.
Certainly does. Well, Battaglia at the plate now, leading off this top of the second inning. And drives one down the third base side, fair at third base, just inside the line. Wayne O makes a good fist of that, fields it down in the mud. Nearly did the splits to get that ball in his glove, and then feeds it across to Kieran Bradford at first base to get that very important out on the lead-off Battaglia. So it's a 5-3 out, ground ball at third base. 1 up, 1 down for the Royals, and that will bring to the plate their catcher, Nathan Haas.
Well, before he was a pitcher at Surfers Paradise in the 80s, Wayne O was actually a middle infielder, so I'm not surprised with that defensive effort there.
Pretty good on slippery field. As he put his foot down to try and dig in, it just slipped away from underneath him, so he did extremely well to even recover and make the throw.
Well, it's been literally a week of on and off rain up here, so the ground is, from what I can see, is held up very well. We know that the ground drains well, so it's a credit to the crew here.
Well, I can tell you there was visible water laying above that ground on every base. Ground ball to shortstop now. Herman gets that, grabs it, gets it across to Bradford at first, and shortstop to first base. Gets the out on a charging Nathan Haas. 6-3, ground ball for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down. Windsor in the top of the second innings. They left Joel McGuinness stranded in the first innings. So they've had a runner on base, but he was stranded at third at the end of the 3 outs there in the first. So here we are at the second, and coming to the plate is Shane Watson.
So what did I see last week about, there was a comment about Watto not having home run power and he hit a home run. I saw that on Facebook.
There was a mystery commentator who will remain unnamed. I don't want to embarrass Glenn Long, but he did say something about Watto not being much of a power hitter as he drove one deep about 30 feet past the right field fence out there at Ipswich.
That's the gist I got from the Facebook post.
He got all of it. And Longy's still living that one down. It was a hell of a week in the office for him.
Well, he's still a fit young man, Shane. He works a lot with the Queensland Development all the time, visiting schools every day. So he's getting his hacks in with the young kids.
There you go. You learn a lot by teaching, don't you?
You certainly do, and by doing it and staying fresh every day. So Simon Morris, James Aubrey, what a great matchup today. Former Bandits teammates.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's a good matchup, and it's going to be interesting as we go through this game to see how it all pans out. Of course, I did mention that the Sydney Grand Finals were on yesterday, Game 2 of the first grade Grand Final in their State League competition, and Game 3 not required. Penrith went back-to-back wins Wednesday night and Saturday night, and it's all over in Sydney. Under 18s, third grade, second grade and the first grade competition all completed down there last night. And we can go through some of those results a little bit shortly for those people that are interested in that league. I know a few years ago the champions of the Greater Brisbane League played the champions of the Sydney League, and I think it was MacArthur, and they travelled up here and played. They might have well played here at Holloway Field, I believe, and they might have played the Windsor Royals. Can't quite remember, but they did play each other here a few weeks after the season was completed.
Well, that was just after the Claxon Shield had stopped and the ABL had started, and they were always trying to find ways to keep the guys who didn't make an ABL squad involved, and that was one of the ideas they had, and it'd be great if we had the funding. That'd be a great thing to have nationwide.
Absolutely, it's on my radar. One of my bucket list items is to have that sort of thing where you bring all the champions together somewhere in Australia and have a playoff series, if you like. I've already got the plans all mapped out. Everything's there, rules and all.
Same thing as how they have that travel away fund where the home team titles in the home state pays the same amount so everyone can travel at a reduced cost. And you need to work something out.
It would be a great series, I know that.
Well, we don't really know, do we?
It would be like an Opens Little League.
How would Windsor or Ipswich go up against an Essendon who just won for the fifth straight year, or a Penrith? I'd like to see where the whole state, the whole country stands.
And I reckon they would be a very good series from the talent that's in those clubs.
Oh, of course.
So Watson ready to go again now. Steps in. Simon Morris just getting that final sign off Tim Shaw, and Watson fouls another one off.
What you'll probably see with Simon Morris today is what I saw last week was the first inning didn't really impress me that much, but his seventh inning was his fifth, sixth, seventh inning. He just got harder, faster. He didn't miss a spot. Hardly a ball hit the dirt that he didn't want to hit the dirt.
Yep.
There wasn't a single pass ball. And he just got better and better as the match went on.
More flexible. And he strikes Watto out. Shane Watson goes back to the dugout, and in the top of the second innings with that strikeout, the K2 on Shane Watson, the Royals go 3 up and 3 down, and halfway through the second innings there is no score on the scoreboard. Back in a moment.
Heart is a balloon, shoots up through the stony ground, but there's no room, no space to rent in this town. You're out of luck, and the reason that you had to care, the traffic is stuck, and you're not moving anywhere. You thought you found a friend to take you out of this place, someone you can lend a hand in return for grace. It's a beautiful day, sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day to let it get away on the road.
And welcome back to Holloway Field at AFA Stadium where Carina REDSOX step up to the plate with Kieran Bradford here in the bottom of the second inning. Bradford leading off.
See straight away the velocity that Jimmy Aubrey's bringing to the game today. Last year he was throwing 90-91, so I'm seeing a similar velocity there, probably an 89-90 right there, and he'll pump it up when he needs that strikeout pitch.
And that leads me straight into the defensive lineup for the Royals this afternoon. In right field it's Ryan Battaglia, centre field Matt Roxburgh, at left field Marcus Damala, the third baseman Jason Jarvis, shortstop Hayato Shagita. Joel McGuinness holds down second base, the first baseman as usual Shane Watson, and the starting battery for the Windsor Royals on the mound James Albury, as Monty just mentioned, and behind the plate this afternoon Nathan Haas.
It's not the same Windsor lineup that I was thinking would be here at the end of the season with all the bandits coming back. Alan Schomburger is on the bench, I can see down there. I would have thought they'd be a few more of those guys would be out in the field, but it's good that they stuck true to the guys who got them here.
Well, they did. They got them here all season with their hard work. That one ripped to centre field there. Really hard hit line drive from Kieran Bradford, and he got that all the way out to the middle. Matt Roxburgh gets that on the ground and feeds it back in, but a great single to centre field there from Kieran Bradford. Good lead-off job with that single, and they get their first runner on base for the game, the Red Sox, in the form of Kieran Bradford.
Well, he stayed right down behind that ball, didn't he?
Yeah.
That really jumped off the bat.
It was there, he liked it, took it, and that brings to the plate, of course, their left fielder, Nick Fogarty. Fogarty goes pretty well.
He does. He seems to swing over some pitches, so if you can sink that pitch on him, he'll swing over the top. He really needs to pay attention to what Wayne O needs him to do right now, and that's advance the runner.
So let's see if Fogarty can do just that, move that runner around, and he'll be followed with a designated hitter, Liam Jessup, who is on deck. And swing and a miss on that one. Wanted to hit it hard, did Fogarty.
See, he's just taking his eyes off it just at the last second. He
just a fraction.
Really needs to focus up and make contact right here.
Interesting, on Friday night, both of the pitchers hit for themselves, Johnson and Jarvis, and this afternoon both clubs using a designated hitter.
Yeah, I would go with that too. Jimmy can't swing a bat, neither can Pies, but Jason Jarvis sure can.
Absolutely. He's there at third base today. Hops that one into home plate, well knocked down by Nathan Haas. So Albury ready to come to the plate again now. Runner at first. Not much of a lead. High fly ball goes to deep right field side off the bat of Fogarty, and that's caught in right field not far from the fence by Ryan Battaglia out there. Good chase, tracked that ball well, did Battaglia. He was over on right field side and he had to get halfway across to centre to take that catch, probably about 6 feet in front of the fence. So a very hard hit ball by Fogarty, but at the end of play it's a fly ball to right field and the first out in this bottom of the second inning.
Well, both centre and right had to cover some ground to get there, and the faster Roxburgh got there in time, but it was Battaglia's ball and did a great job right there.
Yeah, made a good call.
Ryan seems to have leaned out a bit and lost a bit of that young puppy fat, and he looks to be really athletic now. He wasn't, you know what I mean, like he just seems
he's a solid guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he seems to have really matured into an adult's body.
Yeah, he goes very, very well, and did a great job for the Bandits this season, of course, as well. But you see him warming up in that t-shirt and everything. I'll tell you what, he's pretty lean, like you said.
So I mean, he really covered some ground there, and that's not the Battaglia that I knew like 3 years ago. So
yeah,
he really becoming more professional every year.
Oh, he's worked so hard. And at the plate, of course, Liam Jessup, as I mentioned earlier, with that famous number 44 on his back. A lot of famous players have worn number 44, I'm told by Glenn Long.
Joe Riggins, Washington Redskins.
Designated hitter Jessup. Let's see if he can fulfil that role and move this runner around.
He came up big last week. Twice when he's played us at the Redlands, Liam has hit go-ahead or tied up in the ninth. Same thing happened. He was fist pumping up first base last week. Yeah. So he's a real innings killer right at the end there, guaranteeing he's going to get some sort of hit or do something special.
Well, he came in at the back of the game on Friday night and got a walk.
Well, that's what I mean. There's something about him in that 9th inning. He just produces magic all the time.
Just missing the zone, that one from James Aubrey. Working around the edges. Doesn't want to go to the wheelhouse of Jessup. Nathan Haas putting some good signs down, selecting some good pitches for Aubrey to throw. And gets him swinging there on that one and strikes him out. So the number 44, Liam Jessup, retires to the dugout with a big K2. And that brings up the second out. On the Red Sox here in the bottom of the second, Kieran Bradford trying to get away from first base, but still stranded out there at this point in time. But Stephen Johnson stepping up. Johnson, as I said, playing right field for the Red Sox this afternoon. Now let's see what he can do with the bat. With 2 out here and runner at first. 7th in the lineup. Aubrey comes to the plate, gets Johnson swinging. Of course, if you wanted to communicate with us here at the broadcast, you can send us a message. It's 0412 203 068. 0412 203 068. Aubrey having a look in again. Gets strike. Nicely located bottom half of the zone.
Yeah, it was. And with Kieran Bradford, no real danger to run out there. With two outs, he's not going to run. But even with 1 out, none out, he's not going to be going anywhere. So Aubrey can concentrate on hitting Nathan Haas exactly where he needs him to be.
And that one down low. A little bit of a hop into the glove of Nathan Haas.
I think he's just trying to set him up with that slower pitch. So now he might try and really throw something hard out, or maybe even up down the middle to try and light his eyes up and induce a swing.
Next pitch misses again.
Just not quite extending enough. He's just pulling up that tiny bit short, which is shooting that ball down. So he really needs to let this go right out in front. Probably be the same pitch right there, low outside.
Let's see what he brings with this one. Aubrey comes to the plate again. Runner goes down the line, just getting a warm-up run there. Is Bradford. Just jogs back to first base while the ball goes back to pitcher James Aubrey. Aubrey, of course, throwing to Nathan Haas, as I mentioned. We're in the bottom of the second innings here, and the clouds start to come over the ground again. Let's hope it doesn't rain. High right field ball, but it will fall foul. Inside the fence, down deep on the warning track. So down near that right field pole, way down past the bullpen. And the ground's still in magnificent condition, considering it's worked all summer for the Bandits and for the Windsor Royals. The ground's in pretty good nick, and for the amount of water it took this morning, you could hardly walk on the grass, let alone the dirt infield, the dolerite infield. So credit to Steve DeMarla, the chief groundsman here, as Johnson walks. First walk of the game. Stephen Johnson goes to first base, and that forces Bradford into scoring position at second. So 2 on now with 2 out here in the bottom of the second. 2-2-2. And Josh Fritsch, the centre fielder, comes to the plate.
Well, he's a dangerous batter, Fritsch. He can just get the ball into play. Rather than have a lot of power, he very rarely gets cheated.
So let's see how he goes here against James Aubrey. Pop up, still inside the fences. First baseman underneath it, Watson, catches it in foul territory, and Fritsch just pops up. So a foul fly ball to position 3, brings up the third out, and Fritsch is that third out. And after 2 completed innings here from Holloway Field, there is no score on the scoreboard. Back in a moment.
Take away the pitcher's pitch with the 2016 Mako Torque. The Torque's rotating handle frees your hands, allowing you to barrel up the inside pitch, turning hooked foul balls into doubles down the line. The rotating handle allows players to drive the ball by staying on plane through contact, creating more backspin and amplified power from gap to gap. The Mako Torque is built with TCT thermocomposite technology for a massive sweet spot and unmatched bat speed. The patented 2-piece connection technology maximizes energy transfer while eliminating unwanted vibration and sting. The new Torque Tack Grip is a revolutionary two-piece grip design that offers increased tack and durability along with enhanced graphics. With the proven performance of a Mako barrel and the addition of torque handle technology, players will be in a position of power on every swing. The Mako Torque is available in BB Core -3, Big Barrel -10, -8, and -5, and Youth -10 models.
And welcome back to Holloway Field. We head to the top of the third innings, and leading off for the Windsor Royals is the number 32, Alex White. And of course, Alex White in the designated hitter role this afternoon. And for those that just tuned in recently, we have an additional voice on here. It's our guest commentator this afternoon, Brett Montgomery. And Monty, he will be offering some experts comments during the course of the afternoon, and that other thing that we all have, opinion, we've got that. And ground ball now, it's a hopper to second baseman Scott Mulherron. Mulherron gets it across to Bradford at first base for the first out. Alex White out on a ground ball to second base. It's a 4-3 out in the scorebook, a 1 up 1 down for the Royals as we go to Marcus Damala, ninth batter in order, and Damala's first appearance at the plate of this afternoon. So Damala, the left fielder, in position 7, wearing shirt number 7, steps to the plate. A little bit later on in the broadcast, we are going to welcome Greg Wade to the microphone as well. So we'll have Monty and Greg Wade and myself.
Both these guys at the end of the lineup here have played all season, so it's invaluable experience. So they've had a solid A-grade year. A lot of veterans in the team who can help them get along and just getting their at-bats in every week. So these guys have made big developments. That is good, isn't it, that the young guys are being brought on by those with all the experience. Pop up now. There's the curse of the commentator again. Damala pops it up down the first base line and just inside the line. It's a fair catch there from Bradford, who charged in from first. Called everybody else off. Simon Morris came looking for it. Tim Shaw went down the line looking for it. But Bradford, as the first baseman, had the call, called everybody off, caught it, and the umpire signalled it was caught in fair territory. So Marcus Damala caught by position 3 for the second out here. 2 up, 2 down. Windsor Royals, top of the third innings, and we're back now to the top of the order with Joel McGuinness. McGuinness wearing that familiar number 88 jersey. He's a crafty little slap hitter, and he's got a lot of speed, so he's just trying to position that through third short or somewhere there and make his way up there. Yeah, he certainly is. He's a hard worker. He's one of those guys in your team that just keeps working and working and working all afternoon. And you get down and dirty, he'll just do what it takes. Well, he's smart enough to know with a guy at first base, he chops into the ground and advances the guy. He does all those little things right. So McGuinness ready again now at the plate. Morris puts one in the zone and it gets fouled off opposite field side. So the arm wrestle continues between Morris and Albury. It's going to be interesting to see who breaks a deadlock. Well, it will be good. I see over in the south, is it, over the right field side, there's a bit of rain over there. Let's hope it stays there and heads to the west and doesn't come this way. Pops one up, goes up back over second base. Scott Mulherron going back, called off it by centre field. Josh Fritsch makes the call and makes the catch, and McGuinness out on a fly ball to centre field. Everybody rounding up on that one. It's the Caruna REDSOX field, really all hungry to get those outs. So that fly ball to centre field, caught by Fritsch, brings up the third out on the Royals, and halfway through the third innings here, there is still no score on the scoreboard. We'll be back in a moment.
There might be something else outside your window, but you just never know. It could be something right past the turnpike gates, but you'll just never know. If my velocity starts to make you sweat, then just don't let go. And if the heaven ain't got a vacancy, then we just get up and go. Ladies and gentlemen, truth is now acceptable. Fame is now injectable. Process the progress. This core is critical. Faith is unavailable. Life become incredible. Now please understand that I can't slow down. I won't be waiting for you. I can't stop now because I'm dancing. This planet's ours to defend. Ain't got no time to pretend. Don't fall.
Welcome back here to Holloway Field, where we go to the bottom of the third inning. And leading off his first appearance of the afternoon is Wayne O. Wayne O steps in, of course, on microphone. Once again, we're joined by Brett Montgomery, aka Monty, and joining us here this afternoon again is Greg Wade. Welcome to the microphone, Wadey.
Thanks, Paul. Great to be here.
Yeah, you're in the right place. If it rains, we won't get wet. We've got a little bit of air conditioning as well, so we've got all the home comforts here.
That makes it even better, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Your first appearance on the Summer of Baseball broadcast team, Sports Broadcasting Australia, and your experience and your comments are most welcome here on this lineup this afternoon. Two very strong sides here, and close game Friday night. And how do you see this one panning out with these two starting pitchers?
Well, you know, that was my first impression when I got here, that you got Jimmy Aubrey pitching for one team and Simon Morris for the other team, and both of them really experienced. Of course, Jimmy playing having professional experience with Boston, Simon Morris playing for Queensland for many years. So, you know, to have those calibre guys pitching in a preliminary final here is pretty exciting. And yeah, it looks like there's going to be a real contest between both of them. And remember, this is game two also. So to have those calibre of guys starting game two in a preliminary final is great stuff.
Yeah, it augurs well for the whole league, really, to have that quality of player across the board. All of the clubs have got them tucked away somewhere. I know these are the two that got through to this point in the whole series, and whoever wins this afternoon, well, it could be Windsor, and if they do, they go straight to the Championship Series Friday night. But Carina, of course, don't want that to happen. They want to win and take it to Game 3 Tuesday. So it's going to be a battle.
It is going to be a battle, and just looking at the results during the year, like Carina have been very, very competitive, and that's hence they're standing on the ladder. And they've made some great additions to their team this year. They've built on their depth, and of course Wayne O being their coach and being a utility player for them, another very experienced player. Yeah, it's really a good sign for the Carina REDSOX, and great to see them in the championships.
Yeah, so we'll see how all of this pans out. We're getting up to the third of a way through this game, and Eric Herman is at the plate at the moment with that pitch missing down low from Albury.
And I also think that Carina could have had Justin Erasmus here, if not for us.
Yeah, well, Erasmus not there, so yeah, I think both clubs have got a few players not there, and comeback attempt at first base there. It was Wayne O taking off down the line, then hustling back to first. Nathan Haas awake to that, threw back to his first baseman. They would have tried the run down, but back safely is Wayne O. He's still smiling about that one, I think. Good shot of that one there on down the right field line from our other camera that we've got up here in the room next door, out of the rain, just in case. Albury comes to the plate, missing down low again. So that runner at first is Wayne O. Eric Herman is at the plate. Shortstop, left-handed hitter, as you can see. The runner goes down the line again as Herman fouls another one off. So we just lost a little bit of Brett Montgomery there. He was in the distance, but he'll be okay. We'll just check that out, and it will all come good again. It'll be fine, I'm sure. So just make sure we've got volumes and everything, and we'll hear all of that commentary this afternoon. Just repeating, we're joined by Monty, and Greg Wade is with us as well now. So 3 in the commentary team. That's a nice change for me. A deep right field hit. It will go to the fence. A metre up from the bottom of the fence there from Herman. And it's Eric Herman rips that one to the right side over the head of Ryan Battaglia. And it hit about a metre up or a yard up from the bottom of that fence. That was a long, hard hit ball by Eric Herman. So good drive there, boys.
Just like Kieran Bradford before, he really stayed behind that ball, had some great swings there, and when he made contact, he really made solid contact.
He certainly did that on the prior swing prior to him getting that hit. He looked like he was right on the ball.
Runners on the corners with none out here in the bottom of the 3rd innings, and at the plate Scott Mulhern, second in the lineup. So this could be danger time for the Windsor Royals. Mulhern called strike. Right across the knees there in the bottom of the zone.
Well, he's been around long enough to know exactly what he needs to do here, and that's try and put something, through first and second. The right and left side of the field looks pretty well contained over there, but there's a big gap there, so he needs to let Jimmy do the work, meet the ball, push the ball where it needs to be.
High right field hit. Battaglia heading for it. He will get underneath it and take that catch. He does. Runner tags and goes. Will there be a play at home? No, there will not. The first run scores there, and that is Wayne O, the manager coach of the Carina Red Sox side, crosses the plate after being walked, tagged up at third, waited for the catch on Mulhern, and that's a sack fly out there to the right field side, and that is the out for Scott Mulhern. Fly ball to right field side, Battaglia making the catch, and Eric Herman standing there at first, still tagging up and just waiting. That was a sack fly there, well hit ball, and that brings to the plate Tim Shaw. So boys, that was a good strategy.
Good job by Mulhern. Then he battled away at the plate and got the ball far enough to be able to score the runner.
Yeah, nice deep one.
But I thought Battaglia would have had arm strength to have a bit of a better throw there. Maybe didn't get a great grip.
Yeah, and it looked like the first baseman, Watto, was expecting that too, because he wasn't expecting to cut the ball off, so the ball came through.
So it is very wet in the outfield. Of course, all the work was done here where the Dollarite is on the infield. So, yeah, probably quite damp out there, and you're right, the ball could have been a little slippery. But still with a runner at first base, the Red Sox, and one out with Tim Shaw at the plate, and one across the board. That gets the scoreboard working for the afternoon.
You'd have to think that that ball did pick up a fair bit of water out there when he picked it up, because that certainly Battaglia would have no trouble throwing that.
Yeah,
making closer play on that play.
Absolutely.
Well, Tim Shaw here, you do not want to come inside on him right here. He loves turning on that ball. You've got to sit outside on him, trying to get him to pop up something towards third. But if Aubrey tries to come in on him, he most likely will shoot this down through first base.
It's a comebacker, pops back to the mound. Aubrey gets that.
Ooh, in the
throws
face.
for second base and cannot get it. Eric Herman turns the corner and goes to third base, and that will leave Tim Shaw safe at first as well on a fielder's choice. So that was a comebacker for James Aubrey through to second, and Joel McGuinness is okay. I think it got him in the face area, didn't it?
Hit him right around the eyebrow, knocking the glasses off his face.
Yeah, umpire's just called time so that he's got a bit of recovery time there. I think James Aubrey might have asked for that just to give McGuinness a chance to maybe even get some sand out of his eyes as that ball hit him and make your eyes roll around in your head a little bit.
Well, probably saved a run.
Him and Hayato Shigita, otherwise known as Barry, they did a good job at second base. They're trying to cut it off, but they couldn't get that out. It allowed Herman to advance. He's now at third, so runners on the corners for the Red Sox. And at the plate, of course, Kieran Bradford. Now, there's a solid guy if you've ever seen one, Bradford.
Yeah, very good hitter, very experienced player. Played independent ball for a number of years in the States. He's been a state rep, and he can hit.
He really got better with the more at-bats he got at Canberra last year. He came into some tough situations when you needed a hit, and he came through more than not.
Yeah, look, he's a player that I guess has a right to be a little disappointed over the years that he couldn't quite get enough games for the Bandits, but he's certainly a good hitter. And
there's Bradford ripping one to right field side. Battaglia underneath that one, charging in. And again, that ball slippery again. Battaglia threw that. It came out of his hand late and on the ground there. And James Albury at home plate trying to back that up. And certainly Battaglia charged in and got the out, and that was good to see from him. Got on his wheels early. Bradford out on the fly ball.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed with that at bat. But just getting back here, Bradford's a very good player and dangerous hitter, and it was great to see him get a fair bit of time last year at Canberra.
Yeah, absolutely. 42, the left fielder Nick Fogarty at the plate now, still with runners on the corners, the Red Sox, but this time 2 out in the bottom of the third innings. They've scored the opening run of the game. They lead the Royals by 1-0, but still only 2 out here in the bottom of 3. Let's see what Fogarty can produce here for the Red Sox. A runner goes. Ground ball goes down the third base side. Jason Jarvis fields that one. It's a one-hopper into the glove of Shane Watson at first base. They get the out and they shut down this attack from the Carina Red Sox with a 5-3 ground ball to third base side to get that third out on Nick Fogarty, but not until some damage has been done to the scoreboard. After 3 completed innings here from Holloway Field, the score is Red Sox 1, Royals 0.
Watch out for the hitman. To the funky music on a dance floor and just swing it. Tonight's the night for you to let it hang out. You get funky while I get house. Now I know that you got soul. There it is, put the ace in the hole. Feel the vibe while the rhythm control you. I command you to get loose.
Welcome back to Holloway. Top of the 4th innings here at AFA Stadium, and the lead off in this top of the 4th will be the second batter in their lineup, Hayato Shigita, the shortstop for the Royals. Just waiting for Simon Morris to complete his warm-up. Tim Shaw the throw over to second base, and Shigita steps into the left-handed batter's box as he does. And we like his nickname, Barry Shigita. Simon Morris has a bit of a look up here at the broadcast box. I'm sure he doesn't. He's just looking up, which is his routine. Just clears his mind before he throws the pitch.
He learnt that from Andrew Muscat from Lismore.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he does. Muscat's been doing it for years, and I've never known Simon to do it, but first time today I've ever seen him doing it.
Oh, righto. Yeah, we've seen him do it on several occasions. He just takes that little bit of thought and I think clears the mechanism, as they say. Shigita hit a home run at Ipswich last week, or was it Friday night? Friday night he hit a home run, didn't he? Solo home run from Shigita. We'll just double check that. Yes, it was. Solo home run over right field fence in the 7th innings, bottom of the 7th, from this little guy, the shortstop.
You got to hit them well at Ipswich on a Friday night. The balls don't carry that well. Bit of a dew in the air always at Ipswich.
Unless your name's Shane Watson. Yeah. Oh, that was a daytime game. Shigita readies himself again now. He certainly drove that ball Friday night, the young fella. And lets that one go opposite field, this time to left side. It will fall fair. It's well inside the line. Shigita turns the corner, heads for second. And that ball, Nick Fogarty just couldn't find the handle on that ball. deep down the left side. Fogarty went to pick it up and it stayed on the ground. So Shigita charges to second and stands safely with a stand-up double to the left side. Stands at 2, so the Royals now with a runner in scoring position. The lead-off, in fact, Hayato Shigita, and that will bring to the plate Matt Roxburgh, the centre fielder.
Greg, you know if Roxburgh's playing for Great Britain in any qualifiers this year?
Look, I'm not 100% sure, but I know he did last time, so I would think that he would get a recall again, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? Just go out there and playing in those series and playing for your country or a country, you know, anyway. And the interesting thing with Australian baseball is the heritage of all the guys that play. Some of them do get that opportunity to play for whoever, European countries, and like I said, Great Britain.
Yeah.
It really is good for the game.
It is. Roxburgh's a great athlete too, so I could imagine that he'd fit into a team. He could, he can run, he can hit for power, so he'd be certainly an asset to that team.
So he settles in here now. That ball goes loose behind Tim Shaw, and Shigita hustles down to third base now. So the Royals are looking to try and tie this game up. The tying run stands at third base. We're in the top of the 4th inning. So the Royals putting a little pressure on the Red Sox here. Let's see what Matt Roxburgh can do.
So is Shigita fast enough to beat this brick wall here at home plate on a pass ball? Very rarely will you score these days. But does he have the speed if something gets away from Tim Shaw?
It's not a long way back, but it's just far enough if he can get that good secondary from third. Pop up there from Roxburgh, underneath it, shortstop, Scott Mulhern. No, it's Eric Herman calls it from shortstop and catches it over there just near second base, off to the right-hand side. So a good catch there from Eric Herman, fly ball to position 6. The shortstop, Roxburgh, becomes the first out here, top of the 4th inning. And that will bring the power hitter, Jason Jarvis, to the plate.
Good bit of pitching by Morris. He got Roxburgh come into something maybe a bit high out of the zone. Just hit with the infield playing back and got an easy pop fly out of it.
Yeah, got him up there swinging, that's the main thing. And Jarvis on Friday night. Swing and a miss there, struck out twice Friday night, fly ball to centre field and a double to 7 for Jarvis in Friday night's game. So let's see what happens here this afternoon. He struck out in his first at-bat. See what Simon Morris and Tim Shaw conjure up and see who wins the battle between Morris and Jarvis.
Well, Jarvis has probably been, one of the best players over the last couple of years in the league, doing it all. Pitching, batting, not to mention the ABL stuff, so he's had a great couple of years over here in Australia.
He has. Haven't seen a lot of him hitting of late, but you remember that final series last year, he was a key player for the Royals with his bat.
On left up high by Morris, so he's had one down low, one up high, working his way around the zone, does not want to go to the Jason Jarvis wheelhouse. 1-1 the count. Field all set, regulation position as you would expect. The pop-up from Jarvis will go foul over the back of the grandstand here on the third base side. For just another long straight, you can see strike. You can see Shigita there in that shot. And the Royals coach, third base coach, just watching where that ball went.
Simon Morris's go-to pitch in this count has been that change-up. It's really looked like a fastball 3/4 of the way down. It dies away, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see him try and throw that right here.
Comes to the plate. Jarvis meets it high in the zone. He rips it to centre field. Josh Fritsch underneath it though at centre. Tagging up is Shigita at third base, and he will score the tying run for the Windsor Royals. So 1-1 the ball game now in the top of the 4th innings. Jarvis out on a sac fly to centre field. So fly ball centre field is sacrificed there by Jarvis. Gets that run across the plate. 2 out now the Windsor Royals. And that brings to the plate Ryan Battaglia. So with 2 out and 1 run scored here, top of the 4th, Battaglia steps in.
Well, it's the same pitch he tried to get Roxburgh out on and work there, but Jarvis managed to get up and tomahawk that a little bit.
Quick hands got it. Good catch. Josh Fritsch was over that one in centre field. It was pretty flat. He had to get in quick on it, keep his eye. He saw it right off the bat. A 1-1 ball game, top of the 4th innings.
Where'd that miss? That seemed to be a good pitch right there. Tim Shaw didn't move a muscle.
Yeah, a bit hard for us to see from here though, Monty. We're way over behind the right-handed batter.
Oh, well, Tim, I just saw Tim Shaw up and turn around and go, where? In, out, where?
He must have been out of position, I reckon, with his glove.
Maybe.
Sure.
Simon Morris throws the 12-6 curve. He doesn't throw like that side-to-side curve. So I just thought when Timmy didn't move at all, it must have been close. Maybe a little bit low.
Yeah, he's just consulting with the umpire, having a little bit of a chat so he can make an adjustment. And there's one there as Morris rips one down, gets through the outside of that zone with a fastball, nicely located, called strike. I can tell you the umpires have done a magnificent job through the season that we've seen, but the post-season at Ipswich last week, they were fantastic. Good crew out there in this last few weeks. Since the ABL, we've seen some really good umpiring crews out here in the GBL.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're doing a great job, and every year you see guys better and better.
Well, one of the things I talk about, Greg, is that if there's people there like players, for example, that have retired from the game, they can't play anymore, they might not want to coach, they don't want to be scorers, get back in the game and be an umpire. Get your qualification and go and do it. There's a few former players out there now doing a really good job. Ben Nash in Sydney, for example, doing a great job. And he was a good player in his day as well. High fly ball to centre field from Battaglia. Fly ball to position 8, brings up the 3rd out, but not until after the Windsor Royals make their mark on the scoreboard as well. So halfway through the 4th innings from Holloway Field, Carina REDSOX and the Windsor Royals are 1-1. Back in a moment. Here at Holloway Field, the bottom of the 4th innings coming right up here. Carina REDSOX batting in the bottom of the innings. They're the home team dugout this afternoon, and Liam Jessup, their designated hitter, will lead off this bottom of the 4th innings. Of course, James Albury remains on the mound for the Royals, as one would expect. The 2 starters you would think will go deep into these games because with a 1-1 scoreline at this point of the game, we know it's going to be an arm wrestle all afternoon. I wouldn't be surprised if we go extra innings. A little bit of overtime and free baseball for everybody in the crowd. Albury now comes to the plate again. Jessup meets that. He rips it to centre right field. It will stay inside the fence by a long way. Tracking that down, Matt Roxburgh got it off the bat from deep centre field. Tracked all the way across to centre right and made a good running catch, did Matt Roxburgh. So Liam Jessup, a well hit ball, but a fly ball to centre field gets that out. The lead off out for the REDSOX, 1 up, 1 down.
Matty Roxburgh showing some good wheels out there covering that ground. Probably ran 40 metres.
He certainly did. It was a long way from centre to where he took that catch over against the Gabba sign, or was it 131toe.com sign that he might have caught that in front of? It was a long way over. And at the plate now, Stephen Johnson, the right fielder. And I'll tell you what, he's a handy player to have in your lineup, Stephen Johnson. Chinks one down the first base line, fielded by Shane Watson, steps on the bag for the put out at 3. So doing all the work there, Shane Watson. That one just came inside out on Stephen Johnson. He was able to meet it in the zone there, but does become the second out as it went straight to Watson, who fielded that easily, gloved it, stepped on the bag for the second out.
Do we know who's in the pen tonight for Windsor? Did Tristan Crawford throw last night?
No.
So, with but Tristan backing on at James, if they can get in there with a lead, and then Timsy, is Timsy available for the Windsor team?
I would think so.
Probably would be. At the plate, it's Josh Fritsch, the centre fielder. So 2 out here, 2 up, 2 down for the Red Sox at bottom of the 4th inning. Can Fritsch get something started here? Swing and a miss on a high fastball there. That was a tempter up there from James Aubrey, just saying, we'll see if you want to have a swing at this one. He just floated it outside the zone and got Fritsch swinging at it. So struck out on that one. Fritsch, he just puts his gloves in his pocket and walks away quietly. So Fritsch goes 3 up, 3 down for the Carina Red Sox in this bottom of the 4th. And after 4 completed from Holloway, it is a 1-1 between the Royals and the Red Sox. Back in a moment.
Baseball. It starts with a glove and a ball. No matter where you start, where you play, or where the game takes you, you're still just playing ball.
What a moment for Luke Hughes. What a moment for Australia.
Join in the fun today. Visit baseball.com.au to find your local club.
Back to AFA Stadium, where on Holloway Field the Royals and the Red Sox are doing battle here with a 1-1 scoreline. Top of the 5th innings, coming up to the halfway mark in this game already. Of course, it was rain delayed, scheduled for a 1:30 start this afternoon, and because of heavy rain through the morning, there was a lot of work done, and the game was delayed until 3 p.m. start here in Brisbane. And the grounds crew, as I said, did a fantastic job to get the ground ready. It hasn't rained since the game started, so everything is holding well here. And 1-1 scoreline, as I said, top of the 5th innings, and just come out to 1 hour of play now. And Nathan Haas leading off for the Royals here in this top of 5. Of course, Simon Morris on the mound for his 5th inning of work.
Well, the radar's pretty clear, so I don't see anything coming through in the next hour or so, so might get this game in uninterrupted.
Thanks, Monty. For those that have just tuned in, the other voices you will hear this afternoon, Brett Montgomery, Monty, just doing the weather report for us there. Well done, Monty. Might get your job with River 94.9 out there, of course, and we know Campo's out there and does a great job, and there is Nathan Haas out on that 1-3 play. So Nathan Haas 1-3, and Simon Morris doing the work. A 1 up, 1 down here for the Royals, top of the 5th innings. And of course Greg Wade has joined us this afternoon as well. And Wadey, the weather looks like it's holding out, and it stays away on that southern side of Brisbane and keeps going off to the mountains, thank goodness. And this 1-1 ball game, do you tip we might go extras?
A bit early for that, Tip, but what's it? The ground is a bit damp, and I'm a little bit surprised that the defence hasn't bunched a little bit with the
Watson hits one to deep centre field. One bounce into the fence in deep centre field. Straight away centre. And Watson slides into second base. Sorry, Greg, but that was great hit there from Watto. Shane Watson got every single bit of that. He's definitely a power hitter. I think he's been going to the gym.
Hasn't he got a nice swing, Watto?
That's
Level
fantastic. Just that timing and meets the ball. And I think you're right. It's not all power. It's all timing. It's like a good golf shot.
He's got a very sweet swing, and he's always comes this time of year. He's always getting his hits.
Well, he's certainly got one now and got things started here for the Royals in this top of the fifth innings with one out, runner in scoring position at second base, and the designated hitter at the plate, Alex White. Simon Morris just looking Watson back, and White calls time at the plate.
Well, this is that sort of crucial inning where if they were to get a couple, the dynamic of the game could change with who's going to come out of the pen. So really, Carina need to try and get this lead runner here, or at least not let them score at all.
Yeah, somebody's looking for the breakthrough. A swing and a miss there from White, but the breakthrough might not happen, as you mentioned earlier, until the change of pitcher. Until we get to the bullpen, if we get to the bullpen for either side. Who flinches first, we won't know for a couple of innings yet, I don't think.
Windsors have started the last two innings with a lead-off double both innings. Yeah.
So Simon Morris will try and keep all of that quiet now and keep it organised in conjunction with Tim Shaw. Tim Shaw, of course, putting the signs down, that one high and wide. White leaving it alone. A reasonable sort of crowd in this afternoon considering the weather conditions. Check swing on that one, yes, called a swing by the umpire. Plate umpire said, yeah, you attempted to hit the ball. The definition is not whether you went through or not, but whether you attempted to hit the ball. And that was defined by the plate umpire with a called strike. So White steps back in again now. Watson at second base. Swing and a miss there from White, and that will see him retreat to the dugout for the second out on that swinging strike. A K2 for Alex White and the Windsor Royals. 2 out now, still with a runner in scoring position. We get to the ninth batter in order in the lineup, Marcus Damala. Damala, the fourth batter in this top of the fifth innings, but number 9 in their starting lineup.
Normally you don't want to throw up and outside to right-handed hitters or any hitter, but it seems to be working for Morris here. He's just got that good velocity where it's enticing the guys to have a swing, and he's just blowing it by them.
Well, it's just a tempter up there, isn't it? It's like the poker machine. The 4 apples come up, and they go ching ching and take a swing, and it just rolls away off the edge of the plate.
Time after time you see him going up and out, which is not normally the spot, and guys are just swinging straight through it.
Damala waits now. Morris comes to the plate again. Missed maybe down low, I think, that time. We're in a very elevated position up here and well to the left of home plate. Watson having a look in. Damala gets one through third base. On the ground out there and held up at third base is Watson, as Nick Fogarty charges in to field that hard hit ground ball from Marcus Damala. Good job by the young fella out there, the left fielder gets plenty of bat on that. Fogarty had to charge in to cut it off. Watson was on his way to third, so he is still in scoring position but stands at third base now. Damala stands at first with a single to left field. Runners on the corners for the Windsor Royals, top of the fifth innings but with 2 out.
Well, you see that hit there, that's the product of a season of A-grade where he's not afraid. He's been told you're in there whether you like it or not, you're not coming out, so get used to it and start developing. And you see that type of hit there, that's a good hit. That's a Wade Dutton type of hit right there where he can literally pick the spot where he wants to go, get down behind it and nearly driving that RBI in. So runners on the corners, Joel McInnes.
Joel McInnes back to the top of the order for the Royals. Shapes to bunt, pulls out, called strike through the zone from Morris.
Marcus Damala, he's a young promising player for the Royals, isn't it good to see those young players coming up through their juniors and going on to be A-grade players.
It's that good mixture of youth and experience one more time. It really is, these young guys learning heaps. So McInnes now, here with 2 out. What can he do for his runners on the corners? Swing and a miss on that one for a swinging strike. Speaking of the Dutton boys, Brad Dutton, unfortunate news during the week from the Ipswich game against the Royals last Sunday, broken shoulder. I believe he had surgery during the week. I don't know if it was broken or dislocated, but he had surgery Thursday or Friday. Yeah. And so he's done, Brad Dutton. Sliding into home plate to get an important run there for the Musketeers.
It's terrible news for Brad, and also terrible news for the Muskies, really trying to break a long time out of the premiership. So, but I was talking to Wade Dutton, and he said that he feels that one of the replacements who's coming in is very good, and it'll probably mean Josh Roberts is more active in the field.
Okay, yep, that makes a lot of sense.
But bad news for Brad, that's for sure. You don't want to see that with anyone.
The comebacker there to Simon Morris off the bat of Joel McGuinness, rips it into the glove of Simon Morris on the hop. He feeds it to first baseman Bradford, and they get the out on Joel McGuinness, the 1-3 out, and that is 3 out now. Shuts down the attack from the Windsor Royals. They leave 2 runners stranded. They had runners on the corners before that, and no runs across the plate there in the top of the 5th inning, so they remain on 1 run with none scored in top of 5. Halfway through the 5th innings, the score remains 1-1, Red Sox and Royals.
Put yourself out on the middle of the floor and throw your kiss to the woman next door. Step on the gas, put your hand in the air. I make a peace sign if you just don't care. Think about nothing ain't nice and high. African love, but you don't know why. Naked vibration stuff down your feet. That's the vibe in heaven and the resurrection beat. You know it, come on. Put your hand on your hip, then you let your backbone slip. Stick on the gas, put your hand in the air. Make a peace sign, you just don't care. And now you feel free, got to lose control. Y'all got children, got some soul. You don't have to fuss, you don't have to move a muscle. There's a vibe in heaven and the resurrection shuffle.
Leading off with a 9 batter in the lineup for the Red Sox, Wayne O. And we've mentioned Wayne O several times. Manager, coach, well experienced player here with the Sox. And he's now at his 2nd plate appearance of the afternoon. He got a walk his first time up and scored the run for Carina Red Sox in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
If you just look out to right field, look at the trees up there. That wind has picked up in the last 10 minutes, and we've got a sprinkling of rain out there.
Oh, gets one through. Turns him inside out and gets it out to right field side. Splits first and second base. There's no way they could even do anything with it. He popped it straight through there to right field. Ryan Battaglia retrieves it. But again, Wayne O gets on base with a single to right field this time, single to 9. So the Carina Red Sox, their lead off at first. And that brings to the plate the top of the order now, Eric Herman, the shortstop. A little sprinkle of rain just starting to fall out there. The crowd heading for cover.
Umbrellas up.
Let's just hope there's not too much of that it passes. Clouds coming this way. We're halfway through the 5th innings and therefore halfway through the game. 4.5 done, 4.5 to go of regulation time. Eric Herman leaving that next one alone for a ball outside.
Well, these couple of lefties here, with that wind blowing out towards right field, one well-placed ball.
Well, as you said, yeah, the wind has picked up, the trees are starting to rattle around a bit. I think that's what's pushed the rain in this way.
We both remember what he did last time. He had a couple of really great swings right in the pocket and drove it basically to the fence in centre field. So this guy definitely has the power to lose one over that right field fence and put 2 runs on the board.
Well, Friday night he had 5 appearances and he got on base 5 times. 5 from 5 is not bad. You take that every day of the week.
Well, in a semi-final, that's outstanding. Well, Aubrey was up to the challenge there, blew it right by him in that low outside corner. And that'll bring up the second baseman, young Scotty Mulhern.
So Herman down on strikes. Scott Mulhern, I should say, not Skull. Scott Mulhern. Mixing those names up isn't pretty, is it? He might get a new nickname out of the broadcast.
He's got plenty of hair, so he hasn't got a skull yet.
Check swing on that one. A little flinch there from Mulhern, but he stays there. So there's one out and one on base for the Red Sox, with Mulhern at the plate now. And Glenn Long making comment in the background about the crowd. Because of this rain, we've now got an umbrella raised in front of one of our camera shots. So yes, and it's being waved around as well just to block home plate for us. So we'll see how that one goes. You might get a shot of it.
Well, it's at Griffith Uni, so that's probably Tommy West.
He's advertising, is he?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's gone now. The umbrella's gone, Glenn.
They've probably got the earphones in, listening to the broadcast and thinking, is that me?
They might have decided to move somewhere. So everything rectified again. Now a little bit of free advertising there for the uni. That's one way to market on the internet. Mulhern looking down the line. Yeah, the rain has stopped. Third base coach putting those signs down, and Mulhern steps back in with one out and one on base. James Aubrey ripped foul down the third base side. Long strike at the end of the game, and bottom of the fifth innings. And Glenn Long just made comment in the background that from the rules it would appear that after 5 innings completed, if the game is called for any reason, that 5 innings constitutes a game. So important for the Red Sox here to get a run as a just in case safety net, if you like. Mulhern swings hard through that fastball from James Aubrey. Aubrey heated it up. Mulhern tried to keep up with it, but he could not. So it goes down swinging, does Scott Mulhern. And 2 out for the Carina Red Sox now. Brings to the plate Tim Shaw.
Well, the same thing happened last Tuesday night. Redlands played Carina, and they got within a couple of outs of the game going on record and got rained out, and that's it. Back to the beginning. Came back Wednesday night, started fresh 9 innings. So, you know, Carina played a lot of baseball recently. Extra innings, new games.
It was interesting, the Tuesday night, Wednesday night match-up. But as you said, just fell short of a regulation game.
Found if the away team was ahead.
So Tim Shaw in there now. Fly out to 7, left field in his first appearance. Got on with a fielder's choice in the third innings as well. Third time up for Tim Shaw. James Aubrey attempted pick off there. Didn't make it. Comes to the plate that time. Misses down low inside.
I think Wayno's having some good fun out there with Jimmy, because we all know Wayne is not going to go anywhere on a damp ground with the hand and pop time of Nathan Haas. It'd be suicide, but I think they're just having some fun, the old teammates.
Shaw leaves that one alone for a ball as well off James Aubrey. Yeah, interesting the changes off season, the player movements around these clubs. It's very interesting. And as you said, Monty, that there's a lot of mates out there, and what some people might think is serious stuff, they're actually enjoying their baseball quite a lot. And there's a lot of smiling goes on in this major A series, we've noticed.
Yeah, but Jimmy's one of those guys that once he crosses that white line, you know, I've been teammates with him for a number of years, and he switched over to Windsor this year, but he wouldn't hesitate to stick one in the ribs. I know that for a fact. So
Shaw now inside. He takes that pitch for a walk, so a base on balls from James Aubrey. Puts another runner on base. That forces Wayne O around into scoring position at second base. And courtesy runner goes on for the catcher, of course. Tim Shaw comes out so he can get ready and implement the speed up rule here, keep the game going. Courtesy runner going out there for the Red Sox.
Big at bat here, Paul. Kevin Bradford up against Jimmy Aubrey.
Yes, it is. Bradford up there again. He got a fly ball out to right field side in his last appearance and a single to centre field in his first appearance. So Bradford will be looking to capitalise here with runners at first and second base. Of course, it's Wayne O out there at second base. As Monty said, he might be having a little bit of a chat to James Albury through all of this in the nicest possible way. And a swing and a miss as that one goes down inside there on Bradford.
Well, if you can just take a couple % of concentration away, if you're taking from 190,
oh, that's all it is. Yeah,
you don't need much, and a little friendly banter could do that.
A little bit of a breakthrough there, and Bradford stepping in now and waiting patiently for the next pitch from James Albury. Bounces that one in across home plate, does Albury. Well blocked by Nathan Haas. He's putting the signs down. He's actually waiting for Bradford to step in the box so he can work out the position of his feet, and then put the sign down for Jimmy Albury. Has a long look in, checks the runner at second, delivers that pitch to Bradford and strikes him out swinging. Big K2 there on Bradford. That brings up the third out and stops this attack of the Carina Red Sox in the bottom of the fifth innings. No score on the board for the Sox, and after 5 completed here from Holloway Field, the score remains 1-1 Royals and Red Sox. And welcome back to Holloway Field. We head to the top of the 6th inning here, and a quick cheerio call before we go to this next batter. Blake Mitchell, Vivian Collins and Mark Shipley down there in Sydney. Shippo, good day, and thanks for the like on Summer of Baseball Facebook page. Big cheerio call to you three.
Brother.
So here we are back in the top of the 6th innings, leading off the shortstop Shigita. Hieto Shigita rips one to right field side. Will it clear the fence? No, it's not. It just bounces a metre down from the top rail of the fence inside the flash graphics sign. And Shigita again on first base here. Long hit ball, single to right field side for the young shortstop Shigita. And he starts things off as the lead-off for the Royals here in the top of the 6th innings. And is this the time the Royals can get something going? But again, they're on base with their lead-off Shigita, top of the 6th innings, bringing Matt Roxburgh to the plate.
Shigita's impressive, isn't he? He swings the bat up there, looking. As soon as he sees something he can have a go at, he's at it.
Yeah, he doesn't mind. He sees it well and just picks his spot. Doesn't matter where it is in the zone, he'll go opposite field if need be. Roxburgh hits one high, fly ball right field side, tracking it, making a great catch there, Stephen Johnson. What a good catch from that right fielder. Never took his eyes off the ball from the bat. At the last minute he had to reach another 6 inches as he got the glove over there before it went over the foul line. A great catch from Stephen Johnson.
Well, it's a game changer because he drops it and Shigita goes all the way to third base right there, and he was at full speed, heavy ground, stuck the big paw out, and it just fell in there nicely, and like you said, didn't take his eyes off it.
Great catch. Ran a long way. Catches win matches, and that could be the one.
That's exactly right.
As you said, Monty nailed Shigita back there at first base. He would have been standing here at third, and very dangerous position there. So one out, one at first, and Jason Jarvis at the plate now. So again, we go to the battle between Simon Morris and Jason Jarvis to see who wins this battle. Morris throws fastball, gets the outside edge, nicely located for a called strike.
Looks like, is that Tristan there going to get ready maybe? He's walking off somewhere, so I think Tristan might be coming up getting ready soon.
Few warm-ups, we'll soon find out what's going to happen there. Jarvis rips one to centre field, high fly ball, and underneath it, Josh Fritsch. No mistake with those, Fritsch. He reads it off the bat as well. Outfield here for the Red Sox, doing a fantastic job this afternoon. Jarvis out on a fly ball to centre field. That brings up the second out on the Royals here in the top of the 6th innings. 2 out, runner Hayato Shigita, old Barry, still standing there at first base. So still that runner at first, but 2 out now, and Ryan Battaglia at the plate.
There was no time to bring the foot off the accelerator with Battaglia down there. As we both know, he can find the soccer stadium with ease.
Pops one foul directly behind the grandstand here at Holloway. A few messages coming through. We'll get to those shortly.
So I think Simon Morris owes probably a 6-pack of Jim Beam out there to a right fielder for making that catch. That would have been a sack fly, would have scored a run.
Absolutely. So let's see what Battaglia can do with this at-bat. Red Sox defending extremely well here. And it is the Royals through the meat of their order. Battaglia hitting in the 5 hole this afternoon. Bounced into catcher Tim Shaw. Good blocking by Shaw. So Royals coaches, first and third base coaches, trying to get something going here, trying to get that message to Shigita at first base. And Battaglia at the plate. Simon Morris taking his time. Comes to the plate now. Battaglia rips it left side, and it does go fair, well and truly. It rolls deep into the left field corner. Digging it out from under the fence is Nick Fogarty. Fogarty throws to Wayne O at third base as Shigita crosses home plate for the go-ahead run here for the Windsor Royals. We're in the top of the 6th innings. It's now gone to 2-1 as Battaglia drove one into the deep left side and stands safely at second base with that double to 7.
So when you say digging it out, did it actually go into the fence? We can't quite see from here. But
it went to the fence under the bandit sign, and it was just sitting inside the line of the fence.
No opportunity.
So it didn't go under the fence. No, he had access to it all of the time. So it just sat inside that bottom rail of the fence and had to get down virtually where the warning track was, I guess, similar to the right field side where there's a bit of dirt there up in the corner. So he just had to grip it, and he had to run right to the fence to dig it out.
Didn't that ball get out there quick? Battaglia's hit that real hard.
It was as flat as a tack. So Nathan Hass at the plate now for the Royals. The slightest of margin now. The Royals just got their nose in front, but we're in the top of the innings. And Hass pops one up. Coming in for it at left field. No, centre field heading for it. It's Josh Fritsch calling everybody else off. Interestingly, it was Eric Herman just pointing to the outfield as he was nearly back there able to catch it himself. Nick Fogarty headed in from the left side. Josh Fritsch called them all off and took a good catch. So Nathan Hass out on a fly ball to centre field, and that brings up the third out. Stops the attack of the Windsor Royals, but not until they add one to the scoreboard. Halfway through the 6th innings, it's the Windsor Royals 2 leading the Carina Red Sox 1 run. And welcome back once again as we head to the bottom of the 6th innings. The Red Sox leading off with Nick Fogarty, their left fielder.
Well, you'll see James Aubrey give it a lot here, and that ball's driven high, going back to the fence, climbing it.
Solo home run into the back of the football grandstand. Nick Fogarty, what a hell of a lead-off. Straight away, centre field. Just off to the left of centre, I should say, by not very much. But it is Nick Fogarty squaring the scoreboard up here. And the scoreboard ticks over to 2-2. Nick Fogarty, home run, straight away centre field, I'm going to call that. It actually hit the tree that's on the back of the middle of the football grandstand in centre field. It was a long hit ball and it was very, very high. He got every single bit of that, did Nick Fogarty. James Aubrey, of course, delivering that pitch right into the wheelhouse of Fogarty.
That ball's got to be 420 to that tree.
Oh, absolutely massive.
He's been up in the tree. That's gone a long way.
Huge hit there from Fogarty. And now it's Liam Jessup. Drives one, but a ground ball to McGuinness at second base. Gets it across to Watson for the out. So Liam Jessup, the designated hitter, out on a ground ball to second. It's a 4-3 out. So one run, but now one out here in the bottom of the 6th innings. What a rip from Fogarty. That will go in the highlight tapes for sure. And it will be Stephen Johnson now that comes to the plate, the right fielder for the Red Sox. 2-2. It's a tough game here this afternoon, boys. We've gone 0-0, 1-1. Now we're up to 2-2. It's a case of anything you can do, I can do better.
Well, I was just about to say that with 6th inning here, this is going to be probably Jimmy Aubrey's last inning of work. He's going to get in, throw it even harder, knuckle down, 3 outs, hand it over to Tristan, who's just about to get up in the bullpen, and all of a sudden one pitch, one swing, and it's gone. Ball game tied up.
And the bullpen is active there, as you said. There's a number of guys in there stretching up, getting themselves ready, Monty. So it will be interesting to see if they come out with Crawford, which they're likely to do. As you said, he's gone for a warm-up run. He's doing some stretching.
They just sent the bullpen catcher up there to get to him, and I'm sure Aubrey's thinking, right, 3 outs, that's all I've got to do, hand it over to the boys, my job's done, and that's the game, but you throw it hard, they hit it hard.
Well, he's got Johnson at the plate now. And Aubrey about to deliver that pitch to Johnson. And he's called a strike inside on him. That's the 3rd strike out, Stephen Johnson. It's KC. He flinched. And he might have called him on the swing, I'm not sure, or location. Either way, it might have got that inside edge, painting the black on the inside with a nice fastball from Aubrey.
Did I say he pointed? I think he pointed forward, which would indicate a location.
Yes.
I think so. I think it was inside, fastball, just getting the black edge, and that's all you need to do as a pitcher. Part of the ball over part of the zone, and it was a fastball on the inside.
It looked to be a perfectly executed check swing, so I can only imagine it was a location. He did point forward, so let's go with that.
Yep, good sign from the umpire, good signalling. 2 out now. And Aubrey getting Josh Fritsch swinging. Centre fielder for the Red Sox, taking a swing at that one. Fritsch. So with 2 out, bottom of the 6th innings. Let's see. That one was a bit short.
And guys, that home run was would rate in one of a big hit at this park, but during my era I've seen Ron Johnson hit the top of that soccer field in the grey area out there and put a hole.
Top of the stadium. Wow.
He was a fantastic power hitter for the Bandits.
That's a massive hit.
I think Paul Coogan put a few out there too.
Paul Coogan, he could hit them out there. I've seen Ross Brown, another guy from my era, hit one in the top of the tree out there at
right field.
And of course more recently Ryan Battaglia, who we saw drill that ball tonight, hit a ball up on the top concourse of
that was against Perth.
Yes.
Yeah, ripped that one.
Glenn might remember Stephen Welsh put someone out there on that roof in right field, if I remember correctly, didn't Glenn? One unlucky guy got put on that roof from the Queenslander.
Josh Fritsch at the plate there, had a check swing and appeal by catcher Nathan Hass up the first base line of the umpire was denied, so no swing on that one, and Fritsch had a turn around to his batter on deck, Wayne O, and just had a big grin and thought, gee, I was lucky to get away with that one. On a drop 3rd strike now, he's hit by a pitch ball.
This is Jimmy Aubrey realising there's 2 out, and he's let the thoughts come back to him, the home run. With none out, he thought he just stayed with the job, got the 2 outs. Now he realises he's only 1 out away, and he's letting those negative thoughts creep into him.
The evil thoughts.
Well, now he's angry. Now he's, geez, you know. But see, right now he'll probably get that out of his system. He'll knuckle right down and back to work. But that's how subtle the mental game is out there.
Interestingly, Jason Jarvis has just gone out with all of his experience. He's had a little word with Jimmy Aubrey and said, "Calm down, let's go. You've got 1 out to get. Just get it. Get us a ground ball. Anything, we'll do the work for you." Wayno at the plate. Oh, swing and a miss on that one. Did Wayno want to hit that to the wall or what? Absolutely massive swing on that with quick hands. It's a good pitch from Albury, good fastball, sliding away. Fritsch the runner at first. Backs off on that one for a strike on the nice location there from Albury. So Wayno behind in the count. That will be no balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 I believe is the count. And Albury now comes to the plate. Just one on the hands there. Knocked back into the third base dugout there by Wayno. Just a replacement baseball here, one with no marks on it. Goes out to Albury. Runner at first, but 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th innings. The scoreboard locked at 2-2. Can keep it going here for the Sox. Oh, another one bounced in short by Albury. So Haas getting to do a bit of work, a bit of blocking practice there for Nathan Haas behind the plate. And runner goes. Wayno pops one through. It's a high bouncer, turning the corner at second, but they get the out. It's the shortstop Shigita charging in on that one, and Wayno out on a ground ball to shortstop. 6-3 play. 3 out now for the Red Sox, but not until they get that extra run and tie the scoreboard up. After 6 completed here from Holloway Field, it is the Red Sox and the Royals 2-2.
I got a song been on my mind. And the tune can be sung and the words all rhyme. Diddly-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-doo.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, gotta be center field. Yeah.
And welcome back to AFA Stadium. We head to the back end of this game here with the scores locked at 2-2. 3 innings to go of regulation play. Top of the 7th and leading off for the Royals is Shane Watson. Their first baseman steps in now. First pitch missing down low. Simon Morris remains on the mound. He's gone through 6 innings of work. Starting his 7th inning of work now is Morris. Watson rips one to left field side, disappears into the soccer field. Glenn Long called it in the break, I said, Watto's coming up, that power hitter, and Glenn said he'll probably go yard. And Watson goes yard, all right. He goes to the adjacent football field. He jogs it around. Wait, Glenn, he might point up here to the broadcast booth at you. That's what he should be doing. So Watson leads off. Solo home run for the lead-off over right field side. Home run position 9. And the Royals go ahead by 1 run again here. We're in the top of the 7th innings. The scoreboard ticks over to 3-2. Royals over Red Sox, and that will bring to the plate Alex White, the designated hitter. Manager visit here. And Wayne O comes up. Whitey's still at the plate right now. And Adrian Lamb and Wayne O coming up for a chat with the plate umpire. So we're not sure what this one's about.
I've got a pretty good idea what it's about.
Might be some language coming from either dugout, either or both.
Yeah.
And maybe a bit of dissent from players. Wayne O retreats to third base.
That'll probably just be a warning, a general.
I would say so.
Boys, let's just tighten it up and put a good show on for the paying customers.
And Monty, that would be sensible for the umpire to do. You don't want to get too dramatic in these high-pitched games. Of course, our co-commentators here this afternoon, Greg Wade and Brett Montgomery. Monty joining in, and of course Greg Wade, well known to all of the baseballing world here in Australia, and Monty known around all the circles in not only Brisbane but Sydney as well. Monty, you've got a rep down there as well.
I've got my Sydney Tide Masters teammates down there.
The Masters boys from the Sydney Tide, and that's a pretty smick outfit, isn't it?
Been around for a long time. Sean Pop does a great job.
So Alex White is at the plate here, and high rising fastball from Simon Morris. That was a great pitch, that one. It got White swinging. So Morris gets ready again here now. Lead off home run over right field that was so long hit. Reminiscent of last week at Ipswich, but that one went even further.
Wasn't that a great at bat again by Watson? Just patient, getting his pitch, not getting flustered.
Just took the pitch he wanted, Greg.
Yes, he
did. It's as simple as that. It was in there and he liked it. Ground ball, second base, can't get to it. Scott Mulherron cannot get to that one, just missed his glove by about 2 inches. So it goes out there, retrieved in centre field by Josh Fritsch. So Alex White gets on base with a single to centre field. And yeah, poor old Scott Mulherron, gee, I thought he had that, it just didn't pop up into his glove the way it might have otherwise. So runner at first base now is Alex White in this top of the 7th inning, and Marcus DeMarla comes to the plate. And question was asked, Shane Watson, he got that home run. His previous at-bat in the 5th innings, he got a double to centre field, and that was a one-hopper into the bottom of the centre field fence. But in his first appearance this afternoon, he struck out swinging. So DeMarla leaves the first pitch alone for a ball not his and not in the zone. So the Royals putting a bit of pressure on the Red Sox here. Let's see what the defence can offer up now. Royals with their nose in front, as I said, 3-2. Fouled off by DeMarla at the plate. Of course, DeMarla, the 9th batter in the lineup, in the starting lineup. None out here, top of the 7th inning.
What do you think of DeMarla's swing there? Seems to be tilting back a bit. Is that what you're seeing?
He's getting caught back a little, yeah. But be interested to see if, Brett, if they, none out, if they want to move this runner over and try to get another run. Number 9 hitter up.
So Morris comes to the plate on DeMarla. Misses, leaves one high and wide.
Well, that's why I was a bit
Let him
surprised.
swing.
I thought there might have been a choked up, put it in play, he's taking big hacks. So
Even with none out, I mean, you think they may want to bunt him over and top of the order up next.
Don't forget, if you want to send us a message here, there's an SMS on your mobile phone, 0412 203 068. DeMarla, hard swing and a miss on that one for a swinging strike. A throw behind there from Tim Shaw up the first base line to Bradford, and sliding Alex White back into first base, down and dirty, but safe. DeMarla steps in again. White getting a decent lead there at first base. Can Damala keep it all going here? There's none out, top of the 7th. That one misses high as well on Marcus Damala. Simon Morris just taking his time, gathering his thoughts, getting a breath. Goes to Tim Shaw for the signs and checks that runner. Damala gets one to right field side. Well hit to opposite field there into the deep right hand corner. Turning Alex White at second base. Comes to third and stands up and gets held by his third base coach, I suspect, very, very wisely. And Alex White turns there. He stands at third. Marcus Damala a double to the right field side. Well hit ball by the young fella.
Good hitting by Damala. That's the reason they don't want to move him over.
He's right
Double
there.
to the right field corner.
Double to right field corner. 2 runners on base. Top of the 7th innings with none out here for the Windsor Royals. Manager visit now. Wayne O comes from third base to the mound. Has a chat with Simon Morris. Tim Shaw goes out for a talk as well. And even though he's a player in the field, that will be considered a manager's visit by the umpiring crew, I'm sure.
It's really a time for Simon Morris. It's up to him now. We need to knuckle down, get a strikeout. Gives a chance. Yeah, none down. So he really needs to get one of these guys out.
None out, 2 runners in scoring position, 1 run scored. We go back to the top of the order through Joel McGuinness for the Royals. Nicely located from Morris. The talk from manager obviously settled him a bit. Gets a nicely located pitch on the outside. And McGuinness now 0-1. Infield in. Bunt defence put into play. McGuinness being allowed, not shaping to bunt, being allowed to swing away as that pitch misses down low out of the zone. If you want to send us a message in this dramatic game, 0412 203 068. Tell us who you're supporting. We'll give you a shout out. McGuinness rips one through to right field side. It will score one run. And Damala gets held at third by his coach. As that 1 run scores, Alex White scores from third base. Damala advances to third base. And Joel McGuinness safely at first with a single to right field side, position 9. And Simon Morris's day will be done, I would say. Yep, he's got to hand the ball over, and he does. He gives it to Wayne O. And we'll see what the changes are here. The designated hitter is coming in. So Simon Morris changed out now, and we'll see who the new pitcher is. It might well be Wayne O himself. Yes, it is. So runners on the corners here is the situation, and the change of pitcher.
So Liam Jessup into third base there. So let's run through some of the tactics you use there. You have Joel McInnes up, runners on second and third. Sort of a damn if you do, damn if you don't. You put Joel on to create a double play. You go through to the dangerous number 2 hitter, Shigeki, who's already displayed some power. You really need to get Joel out there. You need to strike him out, possibly put the 2 hitter on, then go after Roxburgh. But Roxburgh doesn't really hit ground balls. He's a pop-up guy or a line drive guy. So you're not likely to get that double play out of him. You've got to somehow try and get him out too. So Simon Morris was in a real tough spot right there where he really needed to get 2 strikeouts, but
yeah, he had a tough. They brought the infield in. Obviously, they didn't want to let any more runs score. And Joel, there was a nice bit of hitting. He punched, he shortened up a little bit, but hit the ball real hard through the gap there. So yeah, obviously they were trying to stop a run, and unfortunately for them, it didn't work. So
it's one of those situations where you might have had a couple of tactics that could fit, but nothing was outweighing the other one.
So the pitching change made, the warm-up completed, Wayne O is ready to go. Tim Shaw puts the signs down at catcher for this on the corners defence. With none out here in the top of the 7th innings, we're set and ready to go again as Hayato Shigita steps into the plate. He's been on twice. He's had a single to 7 and a single to 9. Gone opposite field and pulled one around. Shapes to bunt but fouls it off. So fouls that first one off. Runners on the corners. Shigita looking to bunt. Liam Jessup has come into third base, as Monty mentioned. So he moves out of the designated hitter role. Comes into the field at third. And it is Wayne O moving from third base to position 1, pitcher.
And don't forget, Wayno's had no warm-up either.
He's only had
Straight,
what we just saw
yeah.
right there. It was about 8-pitch warm-up he had, so might take him a little while to get some rhythm. We'll wait and see. Pick-off attempt there at first. Safe at first, Joel McGuinness sliding back in very, very low. Marcus DeMarla is the runner at third. Shigita leaves that one alone. Throw out attempt there, no. And that was Eric Herman charging in from shortstop, thinking that DeMarla might attempt to go home and they wanted to try and get him out there. So it wasn't a pick-off attempt there or a throw-over attempt to get McGuinness out. It was more an attempt to get DeMarla to try and steal home and maybe get him out there at 4. So Shigita back at the plate. McGuinness stands at second base now. 2 runners again in scoring position for the Royals. O comes to the plate. Misses high outside. So the Red Sox trying to defend here. They trail the Royals at the moment by 4 runs to 2. We went into this innings at 2-2 and a strike there on Shigita. So managed to get 2 runs in this top of the 7th have the Royals. None out here though. Still 3 to get from Karina. Rips that one on the hop. It goes to shortstop Scott Mulherron. Mulherron gets the out on Shigita and runners hold up. So 4-3 out there. That gets the first out here in this top of the 7th. 1 out. Wayne O gets that one. A ground ball to Mulherron at second base.
Nice pick by Mulherron. Then that changed him up a little bit and short hopped him, but he stuck with it.
Yeah, at one stage it looked like it might have been a line drive into his glove, but it just fell short way.
Yes, it did.
As you said, Greg. And at the plate now it is, of course, Matt Roxburgh. And Roxburgh ready to go, still with 2 runners on, 1 out here. 2 runs scored, 2 on, top of the 7th. Swing and a miss there from Roxburgh. There's another pitch high in the zone. Got Roxburgh swinging. So shout out to Paul McCulloch down there in Sydney, listening to the broadcast, watching the broadcast from Barowra in the north of Sydney. P. Mac. Oh! Straight back into the glove of Wayne O. There it is, Wayne O straight in the glove. Massive grin on his face. That's the way to do it. And Roxburgh has a chat with him as well. Matt Roxburgh ripped that one straight through to the middle, and Wayne O makes the sign of the cross. Thank God I caught that in my glove. It would have gone straight through his rib cage if he didn't put his glove up. Great reflexes there from Wayne O. And Matt Roxburgh out on line drive back to position number 1. So there's now 2 out in this top of the 7th inning, and he just should stay off the rubber for a moment while his pulse rate settles down. Take a couple of deep breaths.
The human body's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
He's mounted back up, ready to pitch to Jason Jarvis.
How does he react? It's just pure survival instincts right there.
That was so quick. That was so quick.
It was great that he was able to catch that, because that was a decapitating hit.
Absolutely.
What I tell junior pitchers is, if you're in good fielding position after you deliver the ball, the first and most important thing is you can defend yourself, then you can field. If you don't get in that position, if you're side on and you cannot get a glove to your head to defend yourself, you will get hurt. And if Wayne didn't catch it, we're calling an ambulance right now.
Keep that glove up, which is what he did. His reflexes were absolutely brilliant. But then he came back. I said he should have taken a breath. He came back, his first pitch to Jason Jarvis, off speed, and got a called strike out of it. So he started positive. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Jarvis from O. Off speed again, pops it up.
Tough.
It's going into that Bermuda Triangle. Nobody can get to it. 2 runs score, and could be safe at second, Jason Jarvis, because nobody covered second base. Second base and shortstop headed out Mulherron. Herman headed out. Josh Fritsch came in to try and make the catch. Neither of them could. It dropped straight into the Bermuda Triangle. Nobody covered second, so Jarvis made better of it and turned it into a double. So he stands at second base now, does Jason Jarvis. And that ball ended up being fielded by centre field, I think, Josh Fritsch. And it scored 2 runs. Damala at third base, tagging up and going. And Jason Jarvis stands, as I said, at second. Joel McGuinness came from second across the plate as well. So it's a breakout here in the top of the 7th by the Windsor Royals, and Carina will have to fight back in the bottom of the inning. And at the plate, Ryan Battaglia. He pops one up. It's going left side over shortstop Herman. Herman called off by Fritsch. Fritsch takes the catch in centre field. So Battaglia out on a fly ball to centre, and that shuts down this attack from the Windsor Royals, but not until after they make a huge dent on the scoreboard. They've scored 4 runs in the top of the 7th innings here, and they've broken out here to lead this game halfway through the 7th innings by 6 runs to 4. It is 6-4 Windsor Royals over the Carina Red Sox. The Red Sox yet to come to bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. Be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Holloway Field, where we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. And change of pitcher here on the mound for the Windsor Royals. Tristan Crawford replacing James Albury. Albury, of course, completing 6 innings of work here for the Royals, and Crawford coming to the hill in the bottom of the 7th. Red Sox falling behind by 4 runs now. It is 6-2 Royals over Red Sox, but they're now getting their turn at bat in this bottom of the 7th. See if they can retaliate.
The irony of that last innings, Paul, that Roxburgh hits that drive back at Wayne O, makes a catch, saves a run. Next ball, Texas League over the top 2 runs.
That's amazing, isn't it?
The ups and downs, the ebbs and flows.
That's baseball. Eric Herman leading off here for Carina. And fastball high out of the zone there from Crawford. And this is where we've gone to the bullpen for both clubs now. And this is where we said the changes might happen in the game. The complexion of the game will change a little here, which it already has for the Royals. And Herman walks now. Eric Herman, base on balls from the new pitcher for the Royals, Tristan Crawford. So the lead off here in the bottom of the 7th for Carina gets on base. Opportunity knocks for them. Can Scott Mulhern, and they're back at the top of the order as well. They're at number 2 in their logical batting order, their starting batting order. The second baseman steps in now. So can he keep this going here? Can he move Eric Herman around into scoring position? We are yet to see. More activity in the Windsor bullpen as well. A safety measure, I would say, at this point. Only the second batter here for Crawford. So these guys obviously know each other well. Mulhern and Crawford facing off as time called. Mulhern or Mulherron? Well, it's spelt Mulhern. Sounds like Mulherron.
I think they pronounce it Mulherron.
Thank you. It's all Irish to me. Down low, missing the zone.
So both have been on the cavalry.
Tristan Crawford, Scott Mulherron. As Glenn Long reminds us, they've both been on the Canberra Cavalry roster at times, and as recently as this season. High out of the zone there. Throw over to second. Eric Herman slides into second easily. Joel McGuinness can't handle that throw over. Shigita retrieves it there from shortstop. So now into scoring position, Eric Herman for Carina. The Red Sox starting their fight back. Runner in scoring position. Scott Mulherron at the plate.
Well, it looks like Carina are just going to sit back and let's see how Tristan dictates this game. If he wants to put a few guys on, work with that. They don't look overly aggressive while he's not throwing strikes.
It may be, Monty, just trying to get the game to pan out their way. So Crawford checks that runner. Comes to the plate now. Fastball high out of the zone again. Not sure if that's 2-1 or 3-1 that count. Crawford has a long look in at the signs from Nathan Haas. Comes to the plate. Mulherron drives it down the third base line. Jason Jarvis knocks it down but can't handle it. And safe at first. Throw over to second base from Watson to McGuinness at second. Can't get Herman on the comeback at second either. So safe at first. I guess that would have to be put down as an E5. Jason Jarvis at least knocking it down. Maybe just a bit too hot to handle. Maybe it's a single to 5.
No, I think it's an error. That was a short hoppy
on the backhander. You think he would have been able to glove it. It was a close play, I can tell you now. Mulherron getting there just with his toes on the bag in time. And at the plate, of course, Tim Shaw steps in. Is that Tim Shaw? No, it's not.
Yep.
It is Tim Shaw?
Yep.
Okay. It looked like he was different shape.
No, he's been doing a lot of cardio, Tim Shaw.
He doesn't bat both sides, does he? Does he switch?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So Shaw at the plate now. 2 runners on for Carina now in the top of the 7th innings. Shaw lifts one into deep centre field. No, left field side. Called by Matt Roxburgh in centre field. He takes the catch. Marcus DeMarla getting across there as well. But Roxburgh calling him off and taking that catch himself. Tim Shaw out on a fly ball to centre field. Still with 2 runners on. Stranded at first and second at this point. With 1 out, bottom of the 7th innings, and Kieran Bradford coming to the plate. Bradford, of course, 4th batter in the order.
This is where the most experienced hitter in the lineup needs to stand up and need to drive something through the infield, possibly score a run, possibly 2.
And of course, his matchups with.
Runner could be in trouble here. No, it makes it easily back, does Eric Herman. Tim Shaw did, not Tim Shaw, I should say, Nathan Haas coming down the line with the ball and making sure Eric Herman couldn't move forward, and then tried to get him going back to second, but he was able to get there quite easily in the end. Although he's sliding, he still was well in control of the situation. So can Bradford win this battle between himself and Tristan Crawford? 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position is Eric Herman at second. Fastball missing down low again from Crawford.
Tough to pick a pitch to sit on when you're not seeing strikes, when you're seeing it up, down, and okay, I know it's probably going to be a fastball, but do you pull the trigger?
Game could be in the balance here for the Red Sox.
Oh, and Hassie's got quick hands, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Well, of course, he's and that's why the Atlanta Braves signed him to a professional contract. And good catcher, good young catcher.
Awesome transition skills. Gets the ball out of the glove into some throwing position really quick.
So Crawford has the ball back on the hill. Gets a fastball strike through the zone. Nicely located, probably through the middle, just above the knees.
That's a better pitch from Crawford.
Can Karina get one back?
Nope.
Well, that one is lifted left field side. Will it clear the fence? Will it stay fair? No, it's a 2-hopper into the fence. Deep back there. Marcus Damala retrieves that ball and 1 run scores. Huge double from Kieran Bradford. Double to the left field side. A big bounce into that fence right down near the foul pole, but well and truly inside the foul pole. A double there. Crossing the plate, Eric Herman gets a run back for the Red Sox, and Scott Mulheron turns the corner and stands at third base now. So runners at third and second, 2 in scoring position. There's only 1 out in the bottom of the 7th innings, and Nick Fogarty at the plate.
I thought we have that system in A grade now where you can give the intentional walk.
In the ABL.
No, we did it last week. Yeah, that's what I mean. Last week we did it against Karina, and I thought, well, okay, well,
I don't think we've seen it all season.
Last week, because I asked the question, it's trickled down to our league, has it? And they said yes, it has.
Was the umpire an ABL umpire? Maybe.
It was Tom West.
But yeah, okay, so maybe it's from there, but don't know. Yeah, either way.
One of the quirks about this field is that ball in any other park is a home run, but you're 340 to left field
that corner.
Down here. Yeah, so it's off the bat. I thought that's a home run, but then I realised it's 340 down
it's
there.
10 feet longer, so it's a bit harder to get them. Intentional walk issued to Nick Fogarty, and that's a very wise move from the Royals, because in his last at bat he hit that home run to centre field into the back of the football grandstand. So very wise not only to put the force on, but because of the way Fogarty hit the ball in his previous at bat, he'd be full of confidence.
Guys, I didn't quite see that ball hit the fence out there from Kieran Bradford, but it was surprising. Scotty Mulheron only got to third.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't score.
Well, because third had to stop and tag. So
must have got a good break. He was on first. It was in front of him.
So conference on the mound right now. Adrian Lamb out there talking to his crew. Jason Jarvis comes in from third to have a chat to Tristan Crawford. They're trying to keep things settled down, but for the Carina Red Sox, they've got all of the momentum heading their way at the moment. They've got loaded bases with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Liam Jessup, who started the game as designated hitter, at the plate. So only 1 out, bottom of the 7th here. All the opportunity and momentum heading Carina Red Sox way. Fastball through the zone there, inside edge probably on the inside half of the zone from Crawford, gets a strike.
Well, starting off with a strike is big for Crawford. It opens up a few options for him.
So next pitch misses that time. 1 ball, 1 strike on Liam Jessup. Very important part of the game this for both clubs. 1-1 pitch from Crawford to Jessup coming now. Jessup fouls it off, pops it up. Does it stay inside? Does it touch the back net? No, it does not. It goes outside the back net for a foul ball. So
Well,
again,
you can see Kieran Bradford on second there barking instructions at his runners to know what to do to capitalise anything that happens. Make sure we know what we do. We don't run ourselves off. Very, very valuable outs left. They've only got a handful left.
he's having a chat with Joel McGuinness right now. Might be working something out for later on. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jessup. Can he keep it going here for the Sox? There's only 1 out. Crawford comes to the plate. Jags one on the inside hands. McGuinness gets the out, catches that ball as he hits the deck, so he takes the catch on Jessup. The runner at third headed down the line, got close to home plate and had to hustle back to third to keep safe, and that was Scott Mulherron out there. So Jessup becomes the second out there with a fly ball to second base. 2 out now. Red Sox still with opportunity, still with loaded bases.
What a great catch by Joel McGuinness, running to his left, diving with that ball.
He needed to get it and it was spinning the wrong way for him as well. So he did well to even glove that ball. Great catch down on the grass, sliding across, gets a very important out for the Royals, but Stephen Johnson at the plate now for the Sox. Fouls one off. Good pick up, Glenn. The lights have come on the field. Just 5 minutes past 5 o'clock here in Brisbane. Thanks to everybody for viewing, watching this late game, delayed by an hour and a half. 1:30 start, delayed until 3 p.m. start. So we've been going just over 2 hours now. Stephen Johnson leaves that one alone, missing inside. 2 out, loaded bases for the Sox. Royals lead the game by 6-3. Johnson fouls another one off. Way over the back of the first base dugout, occupied by the Windsor Royals.
This will certainly be a big jam if Windsor can get out of it right here. 1 pitch away.
Absolutely. Johnson gets one low in the zone. Jason Jarvis fields it, charging from third base, and they get the out on Stephen Johnson. It's a 5-3 ground ball to third base on Stephen Johnson. That brings up the third out on the Carina Red Sox. They do add 1 more run to their tally to take it to 3, and they put 7 innings through the plate that time in the bottom of the 7th innings. It's been a long 7th innings for this game here, but after 7 completed, it is the Windsor Royals 6 leading the Carina Red Sox 3 runs. Welcome back for the top of the 8th inning here at Holloway Field. Of course, Holloway Field is located at AFA Stadium here in Newmarket in Brisbane, just to the north of the city. And leading off, Nathan Haas for the Windsor Royals here in this top of the 8th. Fouls one off down to the bullpen. And the Windsor Royals bullpen, right field side. As I said, the Royals leading the Red Sox by 6 runs to 3. they will be looking to build some insurance here with Nathan Haas leading off, and Wayne O remains on the mound for the Red Sox. Both clubs, as we mentioned earlier, have gone to their bullpen. Wayne O replaced Simon Morris, who completed 6 innings of work, had none out in the 7th after facing 4 batters in the 7th inning, and Wayne O came on for the 5th batter in the top of the 7th for the Sox. Haas lifts one into centre field, straight away out there. Josh Fritsch on his wheels, grabs hold of that one, takes a good clean catch out there in the centre. Nathan Haas out on a fly ball to centre field, position 8. 1 up, 1 down for the Royals. Top of the 8th inning, that will bring to the plate Shane Watson. Watson, or Watto, the first baseman. His previous appearance hit a home run to right field side that disappeared over the fence by a long, long way. Solo home run in the lead-off position.
Well, Wayno is really executing his pitches well. He's getting great locations, tough to hit. Mixing his pitches in, off speed, up and in, sinking them away. So it's going to be tough for these Windsor hitters to adjust straight away. They might need to see him a couple of times, but probably only going to see him. This is it. This is our bat.
Paints the black on the inside there. Gets a called strike on Watson.
I think it's what happened to Simon Morris earlier. I think the 3rd time round. A little bit more familiar.
Got to see him. Yep.
Very different pitcher to Simon Morris. Drives one down to the first baseman, Bradford, who gloves that ball, steps on his base and gets the out himself. Kieran Bradford doing all the work for that put out. Shane Watson becomes the second out there for the Royals, put out at position 3, first base. So 2 up, 2 down. The Windsor Royals top of the 8th inning, I should say, and Alex White at the plate. Called strike inside on White. Stepped out and put his hands on his hips. That's never a good look. Anyway, White steps back in again, regathers his thoughts and swings at the next fastball from O. That was a good pitch selection from Wayne O to come back with that high fastball on the outside edge. Knowing the mood that White was in after that call, he thought, well, I'm going to swing at the next one, and he did.
And of course, Wayne O's had a great career playing professionally in the States and playing in the ABL during the 90s and also a little bit recently.
Struck out on that one. Alex White goes down on a call, KC. So 3 up, 3 down, the Windsor Royals in the top of the 8th inning. And they remain on 6 runs, though. They are leading this game by 3 over the Carina Red Sox. The Red Sox with all the work to do. They've got to play a bit of catch-up baseball, get creative to get those runs, but none in the top of the 8th innings for the Royals. And halfway through the 8th, the score remains 6-3 Royals over the Red Sox. Back in a moment.
I wanna jump, but I'm afraid to fall. I wanna holler, but the joint's too small. A young man rhythm got a hold on me too. I got the rockin' pneumonia and the boogie woogie flu. Want some lovin', baby, that ain't all. I wanna kiss her, but that gal's too tall. A young man rhythm got a hold on me too. I got the rockin' pneumonia and the boogie woogie flu. Wanna scream, I want you all to know I would be running, but my feet's too slow. A young man rhythm got a hold on me too. I got the rockin' pneumonia and the boogie woogie flu.
And welcome back to Holloway Field, where we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. And the bottom of the 8th coming up right now, the lead-off for Carina will be Josh Fritsch, their centre fielder, stepping up to the plate now. And as he steps in, there's also a change on the mound. It is Matt Timms for the Windsor Royals. So Matt Timms comes into the game. And the Royals out there in their red caps this afternoon. Timms starts with his first pitch to Fritsch. And let's see how this settles in now. The Red Sox chasing 3 runs to keep alive in this game. We're in the bottom of the 8th. So opportunities getting greatly reduced as we get to the back end. Fritsch leading off, 8th batter in the starting lineup. No one missing down low, fast ball from Timms. His previous at bat he got hit by pitch, and that was James Albury. Put him on. Timms now goes to outside, and well fielded by Nathan Hass, I've got to say. Had to reach out for that one as it scooted past well outside home plate. Fritsch not too phased, just steps back in. Timms going through his work here in this bottom of the 8th. Facing his first batter, fouled off by Fritsch now. Yeah, so the Windsor bullpen's still active, so they're keeping people up their sleeve here. Of course, if Windsor win this game, they advance to the Championship Series, which starts on Friday night here against the Ipswich Musketeers. And that walks Josh Fritsch. So base on balls for Fritsch and the Carina Red Sox. They get their lead off on base. This game now is in the hands of the Carina Red Sox. Their fate is their own, as Wayne O steps in. The runner on, fastball through the zone, bottom half there for Timms, gets called strike.
Well, Carina just need to add a hit here, a hit there, and just create pressure on Windsor. That's what's going to crack Windsor, is a little bit more pressure.
Timms to the plate again, missing down low.
So I think O's hitting 8, is he 7, 8? 8. So you just got to get through to that.
He's hitting in the 9 hole.
He's hitting 9,
yep,
so
yep.
we're about to turn the line up over. So if O can have a very smart at bat here and get back to the top of the order and give him a chance to get into that 3-4 hole.
Keeps his bat on the shoulder for that last pitch for a ball up out of the zone. Timms comes to the plate again, defended, fouled off by O. His previous at-bats, he's had a walk in the bottom of the 3rd inning, single to right field in the bottom of the 5th, and a ground ball out to shortstop in the bottom of the 6th innings for Wayne O. Timms having a long look in at his catcher to get those signs. And missing with the ball there. And we just got a shout out here very quickly. It's a good day from Jason Jarvis's parents watching from Arizona in the USA. Good morning to you over there. I guess it's morning in Arizona. Oh, drives one to right field side over the head of the second baseman Joel McGuinness. Great hitting and a great at bat by Wayne O. So Wayne O gets a single to right field, and that advances Josh Fritsch into scoring position at second base. So the 2 batters up, the lead-off, Fritsch, second batter in this inning, Wayne O, both on base here. Carina have 2 on with none out in the bottom of the 8th innings as we head back to the top of their order through Eric Herman. So that's good. Jason Jarvis's parents watching, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate the notice that you've sent us over there in Arizona.
Well, they probably already know it, but Jason's had an awesome year this year with the Bandits and big integral part of winning the championship. So you should be very proud of your son.
He went deep in a lot of games, didn't he? I think he had a complete game this season for a win.
Yes, he did. He was the leading win pitcher in the ABL this year.
We just got the message. Yep, it's 12:20 a.m. It's 20 minutes past midnight in Arizona. That's a good time to be awake.
Yeah, but it's Saturday night, so they've got tomorrow off.
And you put the coffee on, or whatever.
Jason's dad probably getting up for a round of golf in about 6 hours. You head out there.
Few spring training games.
Eric Herman steps in again now. 2 runners on for Herman. Fastball missing inside and low for Matt Timms.
Well, Carina doing everything right there, like you said, Harrow. They're leaving the bat on the shoulder, making Matt Timms throw strikes. Not just going to hand it over, make them work, put the pressure on.
They're certainly being patient, aren't they? Herman awaits the next pitch. Timms throws inside and misses him. Time called. Nathan Haas goes out to have a chat with Matt Timms. Eric Herman totally relaxed at home plate, just had a bit of a chat with the umpire and a big smile, so yeah, and the good mood the game's played in with these guys is terrific to see.
I would feel the Royals coach Adrian Lamb would not be relaxed at the moment.
No.
Runners on first and second, none out.
Timms checks the runners, goes to the plate and walks again. So 2 walks from Timms' first 3 batters that he faces. Eric Herman goes to first. Josh Fritsch to third. Wayne O to second. They've got them loaded up here in the bottom of the 8th innings with none out. The Red Sox. Opportunity knocks again. They had opportunity in the bottom of the 7th innings, the Red Sox. They got 1 run back, but they could have capitalised more. They ended up leaving loaded bases stranded in the bottom of the 7th. They don't want to be doing the same thing in the bottom of the 8th. There's none out. They're loaded up early, and it will be Scott Mulherron coming to the plate. Again, batter number 2, 3 and 4 are all lining up to get to their turn at bat.
And you only need to get 1 at a time. Don't look at the big picture of a Grand Slam home run. Really just put 1 across 6-4. You know, put another one across 6-5, and then you got a ball game. Then don't think about a double to the fence. Just think about
chipping away.
Yeah, get it in play. Make the fielders do something.
Well, the tying run now stands at first base with Scott Mulherron coming to the plate. He's had a fly out to second base, a sac fly to right field, a strikeout, an error down the third base side. He hits it wherever it is in the zone. So let's see what Mulherron can do here for the Sox. He pops up a fly ball over the third base side. Jason Jarvis camping underneath it, inside the fence, and he takes a great catch. His parents will be pleased to hear that one. A little bit uneasy on the ground under his feet, but he took a good catch as he set himself up there over against the fence. So Scott Mulherron out on a foul fly ball to position 5, and that is the first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And he looks straight back at Matt Timms and says, we've got one, work on the next one, Timsy, as Tim Shaw steps to the plate. Shaw steps in now. Again, loaded bases.
Scotty would be disappointed with that. You know, it's a bad experience. You see the ball go up, and you in a situation like that, you want it to go over the fence, and that one just stayed in enough to get it out, an easy out, and it's very disappointing when the hitter and that happens.
Absolutely, you get that sinking feeling. It's just come up short.
Yep.
What's the harm in getting to a 2 strikes and even just taking 2 strikes? What's the harm? You see a few pitches. You haven't seen Matty Timms.
Well, particularly the way Matty's been erratic when he's come on.
Yeah, he's just gone down low again. Picked up well by Haas in the dirt.
Well, you take a strike, a ball, you're 2-2. Then you try and do something. Why the first pitch?
Timms comes to the plate again. Gets one on the knees there across Tim Shaw for a called strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Shaw.
See, now the 2 ball kills everything. And Timsy can see that. That's where his confidence has come from. Throwing a couple strikes in here. Now Tim Shaw, all the pressure's on him.
What a game. Shaw gets him swinging now and shows him the ball. It's got a foul tip. Is it a foul tip?
Okay, well, it looks like Michael Bates and Jeff Holman coming in to converse, see if they heard a nick. James Shields, well, the call's been made as a foul, so it must stand unless there's contrary evidence.
Yeah, foul.
So, yeah, that's what. Unless someone else saw something different, it's going to remain a foul. So, Very, very lucky for the Red Sox right there. That's a get out of jail free card there because Tim Shaw needs to do something with this pitch. I think if they look back on this, Scotty Mulhern would have liked to have had that again. See a couple pitches, trying to do something with it. So Tim Shaw digs in.
That looked like one of Tim's splitters, that last pitch to Shaw.
Same pitch down in the zone. Tim Shaw holds on. So it's a 2-2 count. Timsy really focused here on Nathan Haas, giving the signals. So pretty sure it's 2-2 or 3-2. See what we can see from Shields. 3-2 full count. The runners will get a decent lead. Nathan Haas can throw behind the runners. Don't want to get thrown out. Big strike 3 there from Timsy. 2 away.
Big pitch, Matty Timms.
So it's all happening. Still loaded bases here for the Sox.
So here's your guy, Kieran Bradford. Needs to come up big.
So 2 out. Tim Shaw the second out. Can Karuna get something out of this innings? Still got loaded bases. High and outside there from Timms again. So Bradford comes up for another very patient at-bat, but it could be the most important at-bat for the Red Sox in this game at the moment.
He seems to be working the edges, doesn't want to go down the middle. Give Bradford something to hit well.
Josh Fritsch, the runner at third. Second base, it's Wayne O. First base, Eric Herman stands. He's got a set of wheels.
So Timsy got to throw 3 in a row. He's going to walk one in, then get to one of the imports.
Oh, called strike late there on Kieran Bradford. He went to walk to first base. Bit of chatter coming from the Windsor Royals dugout. And the umpire goes over to Bradford and said, just come back. Let's finish your at-bat here, Kieran.
Well, I think Bradford needs to realise we're square now. So nothing gained, nothing lost right there. Needs to get back in the box. Don't worry about what Jimmy's saying.
And at the end of the day, everything does even itself out, no matter what.
It just did right there. They had a break that went against them, so we're even.
So Bradford steps in again. Who wins the battle? Broken bat down the third base side. Nobody wins the battle. Certainly the bat loses. We now got a box of toothpicks to take home. Smash that bat, Kieran Bradford. Or maybe it's Matt Timms that smashed it with a fastball.
All we needed was that bat to go a bit closer to Timsy and have him pick it up and throw it at Bradford. And we have a Roger Clemens, Mike Piazza moment right there. That really that got all the way out to the dirt there. There's a long way for that shard to travel.
Well, it went in 3 pieces as well. There was 2 down here. Bradford steps back in with a fresh bat now. Gets one through, goes to shortstop. Shigita though. Shigita goes to first base. He gets it to Watson and they shut it down. Kieran Bradford out on a ground ball to shortstop. 6-3 is the out there on Bradford, charging up the line, but they got him by a couple of metres. 3 out here with loaded bases and none out. The Royals come back with 3 out in a row, and they can't get any runs on the board. They remain on 3. No runs in the bottom of the 8th innings for the Karuna Red Sox. After 8 innings completed here from Holloway Field, Karuna Red Sox are the home team, but it is the Windsor Royals leading them. They have 6 runs against the Red Sox 3. We'll be back for the exciting 9 innings in just a moment.
Lights, models, guest list. Just do your best, darling.
Welcome back to Holloway Field, where we go to the top of the 9th inning, and it is Marcus Damala leading off here for the Windsor Royals. And called strike on that next pitch to Damala. More messages from Arizona. As we know, they tuned in. It is over there just it's around about 12:30 a.m. Sunday morning. Damala drives one to shortstop. Herman grounds out. It went straight to him just about. Gets it across to Bradford. Bradford gets that out. A 6-3 ground ball to shortstop brings up the first out on the Royals. 1 up, 1 down. Damala out on that ground ball to shortstop, and that brings to the plate back to the top of the order Joel McGuinness for the Windsor Royals. Yeah, so Jason Jarvis's parents saying it's the 7:30 games that start 7:30 of a night that really hurt them, because it means they've got to be up at the very, very early hours, and they don't finish till 5 a.m. So they like this day game setup. We might do it again next Sunday. Don't forget, I've got to tell you this, you can watch these games on replay on the same channel you're watching now. So if you do get tired and fall asleep, you can watch the replay tomorrow during the daylight hours that suit you. So McGuinness at the plate, gets bat to ball, drives it to left field, though high fly ball. Nick Fogarty charging in underneath that one. He gets McGuinness out. The fly ball to position 7 in left field. 2 up, 2 down off the pitching of Wayne O, the Windsor Royals. So it's 2 out now, top of the 9th inning. Hayato Shigita coming to the plate, another left-hander. Stepping in now. Just heard a bell toll then. 6-3 scoreline. Windsor Royals looking for insurance, but they've got 2 out, top of the 9th.
He's really targeting hitters with these pitches, isn't he, Wayne? He knows exactly what to throw to which pitch, which hitter, what velocity.
Brilliant fastball inside edge just then.
You've really got to like the way he's just come in and take a charge, mix his pitches. And
Shigita drives one down the first base line. Bradford goes for it. Wayne O in pitcher's cover. Perfect play from Wayne O. Bradford did the job as first baseman, getting across for the ball. Wayne O gets to first base just as he lobs the ball up into his glove, and Shigita out on the 3-1 play. So 3-1 ground ball to first base. The Royals go 3 up, 3 down in this top of the 9th innings, and now it's all in the hands of the Carina REDSOX as we go to the bottom of the 9th innings. Their fate is in their own hands, as it has been for the last 2 innings. 7th and 8th, they left loaded bases stranded in the 7th. They left loaded bases stranded in the 8th inning. It's up to them now here in the bottom of the 9th. And on the other hand, the Windsor Royals are 3 outs away from advancing to the Championship Series. They did win Game 1 on Friday night by 3 runs to 1. And if they win this game here this afternoon, which they lead 6-3 at the moment, if they get these 3 outs and can get away with this win here, they will go straight to the Championship Series against the Ipswich Musketeers starting Friday night at 7 p.m. Brisbane time. So let's see what transpires in the bottom of the 9th innings when we come back in just a moment. It is 6-3, the Royals over the REDSOX.
okay, they've given me a job here. I'm just going to announce what the Pacific League Grand Final winners are. The game Pacific C went to Narangba, the Pacific B went to Windsor Royals, and the Pacific A went to Toowoomba. So congratulations to all those teams in the Pac League for winning the championship.
Great results, all getting done and dusted today. So a big weekend of baseball up here in the GBL and the Pacific League, as Glenn just said. Thanks for that, Greg Wade, of course, in co-commentary this afternoon, along with Brett Montgomery and Monty. Gents helping us out this afternoon has been absolutely brilliant. Before we get to the end of this game, which we may well do soon, thanks very much on behalf of myself and Glenn Long for stepping in and helping us with the voices this afternoon. You're more than welcome for the Grand Final Series next week as well, because that's going to be really exciting. No matter who wins this game, it's going to be exciting with the Musketeers up there already.
Our pleasure.
So Nick Fogarty leading off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Matt Timms remains on the mound for the Windsor Royals for this bottom of the 9th, and he walks the lead off Nick Fogarty.
Well, there's life left with Karina now. Lead off on there. It means the tying run is in the on-deck circle.
Good call, and the batter that's in the on-deck circle is Stephen Johnson, with Liam Jessup at the plate. Stephen Johnson is on deck, and Josh Fritsch in the hole.
Liam Jessup, no stranger to some 9th inning magic. He's done it time and time again. He's really produced, so he knuckles down, he concentrates, he focuses on just his job at hand. He gets it taken care of.
So gets one fastball, bottom of the zone from Timms there on Jessup. Jessup steps out, goes for a little bit of a walk to clear his head while he gets his signals from his third base coach. The lead off on base. Jessup the second in order here, bottom of the 9th. Bounces one into home plate. About a 57-foot pitch, that one. I've had an appeal on the SMS that we go extra innings. That person is obviously at home sitting in their lounge very comfortably.
It's possible.
Jessup, big swing and a miss on that one. He wanted to go deep, but Jessup goes down on strikes. Goes down swinging, a K2. One out now for the Red Sox with a runner at first base, and that will bring Stephen Johnson to the plate now, the right fielder. And of course, pitcher from Friday night's game. Very agile young player. Fastball, top half of the zone on Johnson, called strike. Not his, he didn't like it where it was, so chose to leave it alone. Haas puts down the next sign for Timms. And he goes a little bit further outside, maybe a fraction higher, tempting Johnson to take a swing, but not to be. Tim's not concerned with the runner at all by the look of it. Called strike on the next one, fastball. Paints the outside edge for Johnson. Timms won't check the runner unless his catcher gives him a sign to just maybe have a look. He's just concentrating on getting the batter, which he does. Stephen Johnson goes down looking. Didn't offer a defence on that. KC for Johnson, and that is the second out here, bottom of the 9th innings. The Royals are 1 out away from advancing to the Championship Series next Friday night. So 2 out, a runner at first base. Josh Fritsch comes to the plate now. Centre fielder Fritsch. Can he keep it all alive here? 8th in the lineup, fastball missing outside. Can Timms shut it down? Strike on that one, makes an adjustment, comes in and gets the edge. It's all up to the Red Sox now. A battle between Josh Fritsch and Matt Timms. Oh, wow.
Good patience from Fritsch. He knows that he needs to get the guy behind him to the plate. Needs to get Wayno to the plate. Wayno's a tying run. Home run ties the game up, so he's playing very smart here, not just giving it up.
Let's see what Timms offers up now. Fastball, Fritsch gets all of it. He lifts it high into outfield. Going back onto the Shigita. The shortstop calls it, and he takes the catch. That's Hayato Shigita backing up on that one. 2 outfielders charging in, but he gets it in deep short stop position off Josh Fritsch. Fly ball to position 6, and that's 3 out. They leave Nick Fogarty stranded at first base. They cannot add to their tally, the Carina Red Sox. They remain on 3, and that is game, set, match. It's all over here. The Windsor Royals win this game by 6 runs to 3 over the Carina Red Sox and will advance to Friday night's Championship Series Game 1 against the Ipswich Musketeers. Of course, the Royals won on Friday night by 3 runs to 1 over Carina. And Carina have had a pretty good season. That's why they got here into the final series. They're to be congratulated for getting to where they got to. And the Royals, of course, working hard, and they came in a late charge at the back end of the season. At one stage, they ran the risk of not even making the top 4, and here they are heading for the championship game. So everyone's to be congratulated, and I'll go to Greg Wade. Your summary of that game, Wadey. I think Carina had their opportunities.
Yeah, they certainly did, and you know, one thinks back to the way Wayne O pitched. If maybe he'd have made a change an inning early, I know he's had some arm problems, but he's still got the smarts out there, and he was really impressive the way he finished off his 3 innings of work, and he may have been able to shut them down, but that's how it goes. You have your lineup and your starters, and they just grabbed Winds grabbed a few runs in that 6th innings, which put them out of touch. But Carina had their chance and couldn't capitalise, and they had the big guys up to bat. So all credit to Windsor. It seemed like their pitching depth, even though it battled a little bit of late, it just saw them through.
Well, Carina left loaded bases in the bottom of the 8th, as we know, and they left loaded bases in the bottom of the 7th, and they were both their opportunities to get some runs back after those extra runs that the Royals put on as well, so in the top of the 7th. So they had all of that opportunity. In fact, this one might surprise you. Through the game, the Red Sox left 14 runners on base. You can't leave that many runners on base. You've got to do something to get them across the plate, don't you? And that might be the tail of the tape, is 14 left on base.
Absolutely.
The runs they got were very, very good. Wayne O himself got a walk and ended up scoring the first run. Nick Fogarty, home run to centre field that was just so deep in the back of that soccer stadium, as we know. And then their third run came off Eric Herman, who walked first of all, and then he got driven in later on by, I think it was Kieran Bradford. So that's their 3 runs, but they left 14 on base, and that's definitely got to hurt you. Now, Monty, the tale for the Windsor Royals, the summary of their game was they just eked away, and they got those runs. They put their foot on the pedal, but they couldn't do much after that. Their 4 runs in the top of the 7th innings, no runs in the 8th, no runs in the 9th. Was it the tale of the bullpen? Was it a bullpen issue here for Carina?
I totally think it's sort of the opposite. Windsor should have put that game to bed a lot earlier. I think Tristan Crawford and Matty Timms had the pedigree where they should have just walked through those guys and sat them down and won that game a lot easier. So I think going into next week, if they can't sort those balls and strikes out, I think Ipswich are going to give them a big run for their money. Ipswich beat them in 2 games last week. That one game was a really, really close affair, but I think Matty Timms and Tristan Crawford really need to step it up and get some more first pitch strikes and put guys away early. We can't be loading the bases up and giving Ipswich a chance like that. Yeah, because it might not be about game 1, it might be all about game 2 on Sunday afternoon. No matter what happens game 1, everybody's still got to win a game on Sunday to either win the championship or stay in the championship. So it's the bullpen again that we'll get to next week through both of those clubs. Of course, the news that's not good for the Musketeers is the loss of Brad Dutton, their third baseman and leader of the team. I'm sure he'll be there. There's no doubt about that. He'll probably even be in uniform in the dugout as well. But he'll be there with his experience for those Musketeers guys in the dugout for Ipswich. And that will be a difference, but it's going to be up to the replacement third baseman, not only how he plays defence, but how he bats as well. He's going to have to be able to bat as good as Brad Dutton. And that's the gap that they've got to close at the moment. A team shouldn't revolve around one player, and I'm sure it won't, but Brad Dutton is a mighty big hole to fill. His leadership qualities will be missed for sure, and Brad is a big hole to fill. But he'll be there helping them on. He'll be still steadying them down in the dugout and giving him some advice. So it's all about getting into their headspace. Well, I think that's the difference this year. It allowed some of the pressure to be relieved from Josh Roberts. He didn't have to take it all. So some of the things he could delegate to Brad could take care of business on the field where Josh was trying to concentrate on something else. So with Brad still being there, I still think his influence will be there. But they've got a great team. You got Andy Campbell, Anthony Slag, Greery, Wade, Josh himself. There's no slouches there, is there?
if Brad's well enough, he may be able to, coach first or third and help in that way, and that'll be a big help for them also. So
yeah, just his determination and getting their headspace in the right place. They've obviously all got all of the skills they've played right through the season. So it's all about their psychology now, I think, for the Championship Series, for both clubs as well. Windsor have had to struggle all year to get to where they've got to as well. So it is going to be a big battle.
It's a bit of a grudge match too. There's some, some stories behind the scenes there where it is a little bit of a grudge match.
Yeah, absolutely, which is good. It adds to the intrigue of the Grand Final Championship Series.
Look, all the Grand Final Championship Series are good, but having Ipswich down next weekend down here at Holloway again and AFA Stadium, if anyone wants to come out, you should get out here because it's going to be a great series. It'll be well worth coming out to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Greg Wade with the final word there, because it's better than the stream. Believe it or not, it's better than watching it at home in your lounge room. You get the atmosphere, and this place will be pumping next Friday night, 7 o'clock first pitch. We will be streaming it live as well. But if you can possibly get your backside trackside, then I highly recommend that you get here and get a good seat in the grandstand. The concession here, the canteen, the back of the main stadium here is absolutely fantastic food. And, I have to limit what I have, but what I have I really enjoy. But it is a great place to get to. You can park around the place. It's very easy, and it's a great stadium. If you've been to a Bandits game, then come down here and watch the Greater Brisbane League Grand Final Championship Series starting Friday night, and of course Game 2 is on Sunday, hopefully at 1:30, and hopefully it won't rain for the rest of this week. I heard the forecast, it's going to be up in the 30 degrees area all of next weekend. So there it is, tail end of summer. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Greg Wade, Brett Montgomery, thanks very much for helping us again today. I've got to say that to close the program, and just coming up to 6 o'clock on this Sunday evening. It's been great. It's been great baseball, and we're really happy we could get this game away today. And after this morning, it certainly didn't look like it. It was still raining at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. So fantastic work by the ground crew. Stephen DeMarla doing a great job and leading the boys around there to get everything done in the right way. And it's still in great condition, this ground, after 9 innings of baseball. So thanks very much for viewing. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. That is Sports Broadcasting Australia. Like us on Facebook, or even the Summer of Baseball. Like us on there as well. We've got 2 Facebook pages. And you've been listening to Greg Wade, Brett Montgomery, of course Glenn Long, working all of his magic with the camera work and the graphics and everything else. Longy, thank you very much. I'm Paul Harradine, and until next Friday night, have a fantastic week, and thanks for viewing. Bye for now.